Alright, let's do some more of the Witcher, I guess. Because, I mean, that's kind of what you're here to expect, isn't it? I don't know why I always start off my streams with that. I don't know why I'm saying I guess. I mean, it's literally what I'm here to do. But anyway, I'm just waiting for the game to hopefully load up. It's apparently running, it's just taking a moment. But yeah, last time we finished off the first DLC a lot quicker than I expected us to. It's not really a bad thing, it's just a surprising thing. I hadn't thought it'd be done with quite so soon. I thought the whole confrontation against Gontradin would be more than going to look in a pond. But, I mean, could have fooled me, I guess. I mean, I knew from the riddle it was going to be either a pond or a mirror or something else which can have a reflection. I thought maybe in the golden cave that I'd found there was going to be like a golden platter or something. I could look in that, see my reflection, that would work. But yeah, I'm still somewhat amazed that I managed to figure out the riddle. Without, I mean, without entirely stumbling my way into it. I knew I was looking for a reflection. I did stay at the start of the searching segment looking for possibly a pond or a mirror or something like that. Went towards the house looking for a mirror. But yeah, it wasn't a mirror, it was a reflection we were looking for, like I thought. And I mean, I accidentally stumbled across a pond. I didn't know it was actually there. I just kind of saw a wall which looked like you could break through it. I don't know if it was in front of a wall, or if it was hidden behind it after I smashed my way through, but we got the cutscene. We won at the end of the day. Isn't that what matters? Because, I mean, we barely managed to get in time. I'm quite amazed. Ah, and here we are, finally loaded in. Yep, whatever he said. Now, last time we helped get this vineyard just up here sorted out. We sorted both the problems of the two, like, families. We did find out who was actually behind everything. Because the two of them were against each other, thinking they were both, like, planting the man-eating plants. I can't remember what they're actually called. Yeah, we both thought they were being sabotaged by the other one of the person I was doing the quests for. We discovered it was an elaborate ruse set up by the now deceased owner of that vineyard I've just left that the two of them were trying to buy. So we patched that over, fixed the problems in their regular vineyards, fixed the problems in the new one, and I got a lovely white wine named after me. I believe it was White Wolf I decided on. It was red wine, I would have gone for the Butcher or whatever, but no, White Wolf. I think has a better ring to it anyway. Wait, we're going up there? I didn't have to do that. I could have just... Ah, brilliant. No, I did have to. That's the vineyard up there I came from. I was going north. That's fine. That's fine. I'm gonna ride the horse. With a nice scenery. It's just lovely and colourful, this place. I really like just how many wildflowers. Some of them presumably domestic. Nice water with a bit of a reflection. I don't entirely trust it's an accurate one. And then you've just got lovely scenery. It's like somewhere between kind of Italy and France, I think, with how they've designed it. And from looking up there, it's looking like a bit of Roman inspiration. I don't think the French really did so much in the way of like big extravagant tournaments. Could be wrong. I don't know much about my medieval history. I mean, is this jousting? I would imagine. Because jousting would make sense. We have seen that troll, or it was a giant in the beginning, wasn't it? It had a lance pierced through its abdomen or something. And we've got various townsfolk to repair stuff.
Engreft or fluted, whatever your heart's desire.
I mean, Gwent? I care for Gwent.
Very busy, but you up for a round of Gwent?
Oh god, I didn't expect for it to be Gwent. I'm kind of surprised, I'm not gonna lie to you. You want to switch out any of the cards from Triss? I don't think we do. Can we maybe get rid of the siege experts? We do that, we could get Olgierd. Olgierd's, I mean, buffing frontliner. Could be decent. Could be decent. Gone to Rodim, we only ever found the one card for, which is a little disappointing. We want him instead of the siege expert. I think take one of him, take out one of them. And yeah, Triss can stay out, because Triss is fine. She's not great at all. And oh, what a lovely start. Decoy and a cow. Ah, and a spy as well. Yeah, only thing I can think of wanting to get rid of would be probably Olgierd, honestly. Then you, and Olgierd probably should have stayed. But what can you do? What can you do? At the end of the day, I've got a cow, and this opponent of mine doesn't. Let's just get the spy in. The spy's definitely doing a good job. You gave me a spy, which, I mean, fair enough, are less powerful than my one. So I'm going to drop the cow in. I will use a decoy on it, then put it back out again. Is what I'd thought anyway. Would I use Dandelion now? If I do decoy one of them after they pass, I'd have 18 strength plus 2 from Dandelion's 20. He has 6 plus 7. I'd be fine. He'd only have 13. I think send Dandelion out. I'll use a decoy to get back him, because he's bound to pass, right? He hasn't. He hasn't passed. I mean, fair enough, he's wanting the spy. I was gonna use it for the cow, but I mean, he's playing a bunch of spies, I need to do the same. And honestly, him putting out this... Is it Siegmund? Siegmund? Something like that. I don't entirely know how to pronounce his name. But Dijkstra. He's a low strength one. If he's on my side, I can now use a medic to get him back. That's incredibly good. Let's just use my spies even more. Get out all of them. I've got literally every card out, pretty much. This is great. That's enough for now. My cow's now gone. We get them in. This is lovely. Well, they've even got a Scorch. It's maybe not the best, but I've got a Scorch. Scorch is definitely a nice one. I think out of all these cards, I get out Dijkstra. I should be safe. Because I want to get my other catapult. That didn't get me my other catapult. God damn it. I just wanted my catapult back. Okay, next round I can use another medic and draw more cards. I can still try and win this round. Might as well. I mean, he's given me a spy, so I'm in a decent shape. he is scorching my front line. A little bit of a shame, but not too surprising. What I'm tempted to do... Frost. I lose 4, he loses 6 from that, 3 from that. He loses a lot more than me. I'm also going to turn the light on the runes. It's actually a lot darker than I thought it was today. Yeah. Frost's not the worst idea I've ever had. If I'm going to do that, that means next round I'd likely be doing my setup in the back row. Because he's just playing a bunch of cards. That's fine. I'm going to do Frost, it's going to be this turn. So just get out my strong ones who won't have any problems. What does he do for? His ability cancels mine, so I can't buff my guys in the back. Which removes that plan of making my siege row at the rear. I just keep on putting down my siege row this turn though. I'm relatively confident I can get more out of this than he can. So I've got another legend or mythic or whatever card, which if I Biting Frost doesn't get affected. Because he's got so many. What the hell's this random blacksmith? I mean, to be fair, he is at the tournament. I was going to say random blacksmith at the tournament, but if he's at the tournament organised by the Duchess, reasonably he will be quite talented. You'd think anyway. This might be the... Yeah, I'm definitely doing this. And god damn it, I should have known to do that. But this lets me get rid of his front line entirely. I still stand a chance. I still do. You won't have a second Scorch. I need to keep a slight advantage over him. If he gets a massive advantage over me, then he did have another Scorch. You know, that's surprising, that. That is surprising. Surely won't have another one, right? Right? Also, anything in here I'd want to bring back? Possibly the Spy. Because seeing as I've frosted him, it's not the worst idea. Keep these two just to be safe. That gets me, yeah, like I thought, another catapult. I should just win there. He's not going to have a third Scorch, surely. Surely not. He can't have another Scorch. Please don't. If he does, I'm going to be really annoyed. Yeah, no, he's warhorning a hero. He can't do anything. Even if he can, he's not going to beat my next round, so I pass. I don't need to play anymore. I think I've beaten him. He's a Spy, which isn't great. It's also still not great, but yeah, I've won. If he had a single clear weather, I would have lost. I was a lot closer than I'd like to have thought as, but actually no, I would have won next round anyway. That's fine. Apparently that's Dino live right now. But I guess I wouldn't be seeing her at my stream, which is fine. And got a Skellige Storm. It's not how you look at that. Never fear, Skellige's here. Wait, Skellige Storm. That's a new card. Ranged and siege units. Oh, it's even better. That's interesting. certainly is. Yeah, well, I was actually coming to talk to you for. It wasn't Gwent, surprisingly enough. It was actually, I wanted you to repair my
Grab
stuff.
something for me?
And what did I hand him? I don't know. But I mean, I want my stuff repaired more than anything. Crafting wise, I can get some more dark steel. I can get better armor. My boots are fine. I think chest armor. I don't think I've got anything worth making, do I? No, there's nothing really high leveled. I'm gonna need to go on a scavenger hunt. I'm thinking. Yeah, we can make some dark iron. You know what? I've got plenty of stuff to make it. I doubt I'm gonna need the ore for anything else. I'll keep a little bit back, though, just in case. Anything worth making? Guardsman gauntlets, no, not very good. Trousers? Level 29. No, it's just stuff I got for that heist is surprisingly good. It should not be. And I definitely made that, right? Crafting components. Dark iron, not dark steel I'd made. Okay, good thing I didn't use all the ore. Good thing. Ever so slightly better armor. Comes with a bunch of resistances. I think it's worth it, because I also look kinda fancy. I'm gonna regret having done that, that's fine. So long for now, my good man. I have some new boots to try on. Which, I'll be honest, they really don't match my outfit, do they? The shiny golden boots. Oh, it's just so absurdly over the top. I love it. I love it. Hello. Mention me? No? And... Ah, this is how you know we're in France. I genuinely did not think we'd find a man holding a baguette. Ah, oh, brilliant. One of the many iconic sights of France. Man with a baguette. Yeah, hello. You gonna be running around like a rabbit, or is that another time and place?
Need to speak to the Duchess, urgently.
Alright, you scamps. Story's done. Go find your parents.
But the Palmerine, what about the story of Rittik and the dragon?
They're tales for another time. But take a good look at the man who stands before you now. This is Geralt of Rivia, the master witcher who lent his valiant hand to the defeat of the giant Goliath.
Master Witcher, is it true virtue always trumps villainy?
Not always, but it's worth being good. I'll
always.
say
Go
honestly.
either way. Sometimes virtue wins, sometimes villainy gets the upper hand. Still worth being
Also,
good.
Geralt needs a shape.
Why? If it doesn't mean you'll win.
Palmer story. Think back. A decent man attracts other good folk, makes friends he can count on. A rogue? Well, he can only count on other rogues. And who would you rather have for a friend?
A man of virtue?
I must agree. Now, that will do for questions.
I think Geralt did surprisingly well talking to children. I'm proud of you, Geralt. I'm proud of you.
Knight and Highness has doubtless arrived at the tourney grounds to watch the battle in the arena. If we hurry, we'll be in time to speak with her before the spectacle begins.
Lead the way.
Yeah, but I need to find a barber shop, because Geralt needs a beard trim. I'm fine with his hair, it just needs to have a cleaner shave for him to
Nilfgaardian
suit the
gladiators.
glasses.
Close, but not quite.
At least in my
We'll
opinion.
soon see.
Someone's gonna fight a Shaelmar with only some bells on its tail to confuse it, slow it down.
Whatever is the problem? The beast is a gift from the Emperor, no less.
This seems like it's only gonna go badly.
Shouldn't torment the beast. How would you like to be dumped in an arena, blindfolded with a string of bells dangling from your ass?
Pity a monster. You, a witcher?
I slay monsters who are a threat to humans. You're out to humiliate one to entertain a crowd. No knight will gain any glory from this.
Yeah, but who's fighting this thing? Who's gonna be ending up dead or
The man you met.
Yeah.
that?
Mentioned he'd promised his heart's captor a monster trophy.
Great love demands great sacrifices.
He's gonna end up dead, isn't he? I mean,
Let's go.
I don't know how tough the thing he's fighting is, but I mean, I think he's probably lost his plot armor at this point, so he can be killed. The guy who was fighting the giants. There he is, though. Here's hoping he doesn't end up dead.
I dedicate my imminent victory to fair Lady Vivian.
If he dies now, I mean that's going to be quite a shame for
It's
Lady
begun.
Vivian.
The fight shall have to end first. We must wait.
Well, what comes next? It's trying to attack its own tail because it relies on noise.
Got a bad feeling about this.
Oh. That's not brilliant. I wouldn't stand up and have the clap right at the edge of thing you could fall off of.
Damn it.
And the bells are gone. Oh dear.
We have to help him.
Okay. Fair enough.
Gotta keep it down.
So you need to be quiet fighting this. I don't know how you do quiet, but I'll try. That's definitely hurt though. Okay, back away when it gets into its shell. Is he only targeting me? I kinda thought he'd be attacking the guy next to him and I'd wait for an opening. Okay, he's like a troll as well, he can only hit him in certain parts. Okay. That's the case. Poison or fire could be a good way to get some damage in. Some cheap damage. But I haven't fought this before. It's like some kind of a rodent that with armor plating and also a lot larger. God almighty, it can really chain those attacks at once. Seems what you want to do is lure it into a wall and compusses itself. It's not the easiest to do that though. It's really not. I'm dead, haven't I? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Maybe not the best for the first fight of the day. First death in either of these two DLC though, isn't it? First reasonable one. I think I fell off a ledge once. That one doesn't count. Because that was more due to me than anything else. Get a shield on.
Gotta keep it down. Can only tell when
And see if I can get it at the wall. There we go. Perfect. That's how you get your openings in this. Be a bit careful. don't entirely know what he's up to. I almost hit the wall, but he stopped himself. God damn it. Okay. There's some managing, I think. Wait, what are you saying about me dying? He's speaking nonsense, and part of it's about me being snuffed out like a flame. I don't like this. It's not the best, like, vote of confidence, is it? What's he doing? What is he doing? Replenishing armor or something? I don't know. Be ready to dodge him when he rolls is all. He's gonna roll towards me, right? He did. I rolled in the wrong direction, but that's fine. I'm still getting a good bit of damage in. There we go. Stabbed him in his, like, vulnerable-ish spot. That should hopefully be him dead with this next go if I get lucky with my crits. I didn't get lucky with crits, but he's very low. He's very low. That him down, that's him down. Perfect. Flawless if you ignore that first death.
The Shelma lies defeated by Geralt of Rivia, master of the witchering trade. Behold, as the last gasps of life seep from the beast.
Master Geralt, do what you must. Finish the deed!
I mean... Fine. Poor
It's
guy.
enough.
He's not gonna get any better if I leave him.
The monster lies slain! The
Also
fight is
honours the
done!
tournament, if I kill it.
Christ be the victor!
Sparing it, I would have just been forced to keep going through this. Or I would have been killed by someone else. Might as well get to glory myself.
Guillaume,
The lad came damned close to dying.
I'm fine. Not hurt at all. Vivian?
Smile as befits a hero and keep silent. Speech clearly paints you. She approaches.
Okay, so that's the
Geralt,
Duchess of the Crown.
talk. Vivian.
You shall talk later, in the medic's tent.
Geralt, magnificent, breathtaking.
Your Grace.
We knew that to summon you was a brilliant idea. We are delighted, ravished to have struck upon it.
And I'm truly honored.
See to our young hero. Hop, hop. For we must make off with Geralt. We should talk. We had been long awaiting your arrival. Had nearly lost hope. Then suddenly, that entrance, so spectacular.
I mean, it's not the best idea fighting a monster like that in a crowd full of cheering people.
Your Grace. Shaelmars are dangerous creatures, even to knights in full-plate armor.
Nonsense. In Toussaint, knights have battled beasts for mere glory since time immemorial. True. Guillaume suffered a few bumps, scars, and bruises, but in return gained eternal glory as he who slew the monster.
What about the crowd? Say the Shaelmar had vaulted into the stands. Would have been a massacre.
Geralt, though we value your fortuitous intervention in the arena, we would remind you your services have been retained, and as shall soon become clear, you will be generously compensated for completing another task altogether.
Okay, and what about these
My contract. Got to
vampires,
discuss it.
seemingly, that we're going
Naturally,
after?
but not here. We shall need Damien. He let the investigation pending your arrival. But wherever could he be? Come, we must find him.
I wouldn't be surprised if Damien turned out to be a vampire. I haven't met the man yet. I can't help but feel there might be someone on the
Tell us.
inside.
Have you come alone? Or did Viscount Julian accompany you?
Wish to see Dandelion, Your Grace?
Yes. I mean, no. Yes. But solely to tell him we regret. Yes, deeply regret rescinding the death sentence we so justly handed down upon him. If we could turn back time, we would make certain he sat in a tower till he rotted. No, we would ensure he was broken on the wheel, then drawn
I
hanged
can
and
get to
quartered.
like this woman. She doesn't like Dandelion either.
Ah, the very man we would entrust with these tasks. Damien de la Tour, captain of my personal guard.
Your Grace.
Stars like that, he's unlikely to be a vampire because he would have
Greetings.
healed. But yeah, your guardsmen who you'd sent
Sorry
ahead
to have
aren't
to
the
tell you,
best.
but the guardsman handling the last victim's body.
I know already. The creature in the cellar of Corvo Bianco.
It
Was
wasn't
the beast?
the beast.
No,
It was a
Bruxa,
beast.
a kind of vampire. Not the beast, but tied to it in some way.
You know this how?
Through careful analysis of the evidence, both on the riverbank and at Corvo Bianco.
Do you mean to insinuate the investigation thus far has been sloppy?
Geralt insinuates nothing of the sort. We must listen to him attentively.
Seem to have a good relationship with Miss Duchess. I'm glad you're standing up for me.
I examined the body of the beast's last victim. Might have found something. Need to analyze it. A quiet place, that's what I could use most right now. And maybe the help of an alchemist or a mage. Also like to hear all you know about the previous victims. Take it Sir de la Tour is my man for that.
Firstly, call me Damien, please. Secondly, you should know I spoke against summoning you here. I've heard much about you. You bring trouble, or thus far have, always. And we've enough trouble as it is. Yet we are capable of defeating the beast on our own, without an outsider's help. I've no doubt about it.
Damien, we settled the matter of the Witcher's employ some time past. Definitively. Since you have broached it nonetheless, let us discuss Geralt's pay. Are the legends true?
Okay.
Do
Okay.
Witchers usually demand that which you find at home, yet did not expect?
I mean, not always.
Not quite, Your Grace. Law of surprise, it's something we invoke at times, but rarely. Usually we just take gold.
Disappointing. This law sounds rather romantic. On the other hand, on returning to the
Okay.
palace, we would likely find impatient petitioners or a set of sample fabrics for a new dress. Poor rewards both.
Or is it a
I fear
vineyard?
you'd not have much use
I
for
hope
any
it's a
of the
vineyard.
prices we are likely to
It
come.
better to be a
Thus
damn
we've
vineyard.
decided you shall receive the deed to a vineyard.
Ah, there it is.
Corvo Bianco, and a sum of coin. You will doubtless consider this adequate. Title to the vineyard shall be given to you at once.
I like
Surely
us leaving
you
it
will
for
lodge this
discussion.
while you hunt.
I just get a
The
vineyard.
coin, however,
as a
will be
witcher.
yours only once you have slain the beast.
Lovely, generous gesture, Your Grace. But Corvo Bianco, isn't it the Duchy's temporary morgue?
Is it now? The Chancellery's bungled things again,
Oh,
I fear.
brilliant.
Not to be left unsupervised for one instant. Yet, in its mood, a morgue should present minimal problems to a witcher. What's more, nothing enhances a wine's reputation better than a grim legend.
Thank you, Your Grace. I accept the contract, of course. But as I said before, I'll need some
Do
information.
I actually get to make my own wine in this, though? Like, how does this work? I mean, I know I've got a wine named after me. But do I get to make some? I hope I do.
Second
I
murder.
really hope.
Tell me what you know.
In the city, there are certain nooks. No one reasonable ventures there after dark. Ramon Dulac's corpse was found in one such
The second
place.
one was the
With
guy
the
who was
first
dragged
murder,
away from his
terror gripped
house,
the
right?
city. Its inhabitants grew wary, kept to safe areas. Consequently, news of the second victim came to us from a group of concerned cut purses.
Criminals fear the beast? Telling in a way. Take it you've excluded the possibility that Ramon died at the hands of these bandits.
Do you believe me an amateur? Not hands, but claws killed Ramon Dulac. The wound was deep, clean.
His body was found in the gutter, dressed in nightshirt and cap, a pillow placed under his head, and his sword replaced by a bed warmer. Ramon Dulac, a knight who but a dozen years past was an advisor to our father, the Duke.
Someone went to a lot of trouble to make him look ridiculous. Maybe revenge was the motive.
It's not out of the question. Dulac had shady dealings with the criminal underworld,
Hey,
but no one ever came forth with concrete proof of any misdoings.
ties to Underworld, ties to previous Duke. Two small leads there I picked
How
up
did it
on.
start? Who was the first
What about
victim?
the first one
Crespi
though?
was the first to die. He was famed once for his many glorious tournament victories. Then he grew
Crespi,
old,
the one who
disordered,
had Vineyard, which was auctioned off for the previous
Crespi was
quest.
not loved by the wine merchants. He was ruthless in business and thought to cheat many a time. He asked us for a dispensation from all court ceremonies. We did not grant it. We could not. Once you've taken the oath of a knight, you remain a knight till death.
How'd he die? Where'd they find the body?
Quite unusual, the circumstance. He was at a feast when suddenly
this is the
one
guy
of
who's
his
at the
fellow
feast.
feastgoers noticed he was missing. The town watch found him an hour later. On his hands and knees, propped against the town pillory, his sword hanging from his neck. He had died of wounds inflicted with claws, not a weapon. Blows of great force.
So he died suddenly, but the body was on its knees, meaning someone posed it.
So
Hey.
it seems.
So the first victim, they were a knight. They wanted to get away from it all. Possibly they were like a fallen kind of knight. They'd just given up on their duties. Linked to previous Duke as well, due to being a knight. Second victim, we know, was a knight who had served the Duke but had ties with Underworld. So I'm currently thinking it's either to do with knights, it's to do with people tied to the old Duke who fell from grace, to say it nicely. There wouldn't be a tie to the Underworld for first one. Done on Days of Patron Saints as well. Doesn't add up a lot, does it? It doesn't.
So, first two victims were knights, best years behind them.
The same could be said of the third. Sir Delacroix was wont to claim that in modern times knights face new challenges, enterprise being the latest addition to the chivalric virtues.
He made a veritable fortune in the grain trade. Palmerin even nicknamed him Sir della Stinci.
Found a coin pouch on his body. Contained florins dating from various times, hailing from different provinces of the Empire.
Delacroix loved coin, true, but had no patience for numismatics.
So he was known as Stingy again in Knights. Maybe not related to old Dukes. It's Knights who aren't virtuous, would be my
Lots of
guess.
similarities between the victims. All the bodies were found in strange places under extraordinary circumstances. Seems the murderer, whoever or whatever it is, has some meaning to convey.
These were honorable men. We are horrified by the disdain, the disrespect with which they were treated. These were knights of Toussaint. Blast it.
Might be the point. From what you say, none was a model of virtue. Ever considered that's what the beast's trying to draw attention to?
All the murdered men were knights who swore fealty to the 5 chivalric virtues. And even if they...
Knights of Toussaint swear fealty to what virtues exactly?
honor, wisdom, generosity, valor, and compassion.
Hey, generosity. That's against the most recent one. Because he was against, like, handing out money and such. He was hoarding it. He was known as stingy. Second one might have been valor. I doubt it would have been wisdom. Because he was working with Underworld. To some extent, no proof ever came up. I'd be willing to say that. Don't know who the first one would be linked to, or what the first one would be linked to in that list. Surely it wouldn't be Compassion, was it? Like, if we go in reverse order, like first, second, third. So, main one that comes to mind. And the next one would be someone who betrays the wisdom. Then someone who betrays the honour would be the fifth. Compassion, all we know is he was at a feast, taken away without anyone noticing. I'm not sure. It could just be a coincidence that's the third and second I'm lining up these two. Yeah.
5
What exactly
virtues.
does the virtues
Why are they
mean?
so important to your knights?
Strange question.
Your Grace, forgive me. I'm a foreigner trying to understand another land's customs.
You are forgiven. According to legend, the virtues we cultivate were bestowed upon us by the Lady of the Lake.
Bestowed by Lady of the
How
Lakes.
we
Tie
truly
there
came to
now.
espouse them, none remember. In Toussaint, we believe men of low birth should be simple-hearted and obedient. We expect much more, however, of our knights. They are to be soldiers and courtiers, lords and servants. Thus, the need for clear moral guidelines. At the time of his dubbing, a knight vows to demonstrate throughout his life honor, wisdom, generosity, valor, and compassion.
Yeah, the beast's denouncing them
Beast seems to be
morals
pointing out
falling
moral
away.
decay, denouncing it. Victims were all humiliated. Might have been murdered to emphasize their lack of specific chivalric virtues.
Honor compromised by the pillory. Wisdom by ridicule. Generosity by a coin pouch shoved down a throat.
Not quite the
It
links
seems
I
to
made,
fit
but
true.
still
Not
links to the
perfect.
virtues.
Can't discount the theory if it's on the lips of everyone in town. Say our reasoning's right. Next murder will be just as showy and denounce the victim's lack of the fourth virtue, valor. We can also assume that victim will be an elder knight.
Let's think. At the moment, all the knights are either at the tourney grounds or in the palace gardens. Our annual hare hunt shall begin there shortly. Have you heard of the custom?
Milton mentioned something. Seemed excited to prance around in a bunny costume.
Melton
Not
is
sure
possibly going to be one who dies.
why. Hang on. Strange circumstances. A knight advanced in years. The famed cowardice of rabbits.
Could it be that simple? Is Milton de Peyrac Peyren the next victim?
Milton also knew Delacroix. Told me so down by the river.
Damien! To miss something so obvious. De Peyrac Peyren, Crespi, Delacroix, and Delac formed a knightly team. It was years ago, but
Yeah, so they used to be in a
We need to find Milton.
chivalric order or something.
rather problematic. You see, the garden entertainments are due to start, and he's disguised as the hare, hiding somewhere, waiting for some tipsy courtiers
dear.
to find him. The hare's hiding place is a carefully guarded secret.
We must call off the game at once.
First and foremost, we must remain calm. Damien, order the garden searched immediately, but discreetly. By no means can we disrupt the festivities. Panic will only incite the beast to strike sooner.
She's got a solid head on her shoulders. Not wanting to immediately tip off
My
off
gardens,
the
my night,
beast
I
that
shall take the
we're on to whatever's
Murder is
happening.
out of the question. I will not allow it. Not near my palace. Horses? Ready our horses.
May I get a vineyard at least? Oh no, poor Milton. I seem to have known him for a while.
Your Grace!
Look at him just looking up at her legs.
What the hell? Why, I should... Your Highness, I...
Mind it doesn't get wrinkled. Onward!
I like that she's a woman of action. She's willing to just go and
Hey!
do it.
That is silk! Be careful! Give it to me!
Good guy. Good guy. He's lost his horse. He's lost the Queen's skirt. I mean, he's not having the best of times, is he? And I hope the, or not the Queen, the Duchess will reward him for lending her his horse, even if unintentionally. A bit mean if that didn't happen. Oh, we're straight into a chase kind of thing. 3 minutes later, apparently. Is no one going to question us riding through the streets? Okay. I mean, this definitely seems more important than the vineyard. I do want to go by the vineyard at some point soon.
It's here! Just round the corner!
Hurry.
We must go to where the game is being held. The
The
participants
game?
must find a unicorn's
Where is
horn,
the game?
a
Hurry
golden
up,
fish
move.
and a phoenix egg. With
This
these in
way.
hand, they can deduce where the hare, Milton, hides.
Mean we need to find those things too.
We've no other option, but time is of the essence, so we shall have to break the rules.
It's not gonna question the Duke or Duchess, sorry, running around.
On second thought, through here.
They seem to be aware of it. No one's questioning her.
Then we will split up.
You've even got people walking straight through her. I mean, that's just
You will
rude.
get hold of the unicorn horn and the golden fish. While I nab the phoenix egg. That will be quickest.
Okay, unicorn horn?
The unicorn.
Fish
How
is
do I catch it?
presumably...
It's terribly skittish, true, but I'm
Um,
sure you will find a way to earn its trust.
Okay.
Turns round, over there, look.
That's just a horse with a...
Do I need a rod or a net?
Okay.
Please, Geralt. It's not a real
It's not a real
fish.
unicorn, not a real fish.
Look there, towards the water. See the lights? The hunters are trying to hook the fish from boats. You must simply dive in and find it. The golden fish and the horn both
Fair
contain
enough.
things or clues that will help us find Milton. Once you have fish and horn, find me among the other phoenix egg hunters. All clear? Then let's get to it.
I mean, you didn't tell me where the Phoenix Egg Hunters are. But, I mean, it's clear enough. It's clear enough. I'm sure I can get my way down. This is hopefully going to be done in time. I'd imagine the way this has been framed, it's not going to be as simple as just get all the things in time and you win. Although time is ticking by. Just looks up at the clock. So we might actually be on a timer.
Perhaps an apple will work. Or some sweets.
We would not be in this predicament, dear sister, were you still a virgin.
Do you really wish to have this conversation again? Here and now?
Hush, or you'll spook the beast.
Unicorns apparently like
Hey,
virgins
folks,
for
gonna
every
have to
reason,
ruin
so
your
fair
fun.
enough.
Sorry.
Who's that?
Can I not use Axion to calm it? No, we can't use Axion. I'm assuming that's what we do need to end up to. How do I go with Axie? There we go.
Almost had it.
I need to find a treat.
Come on, stay calm.
There we go. That works too. It's quite to find a treat, isn't it?
Easy now.
There we go.
Well, that's hardly fair.
Flagrant cheating is what it is. Sirs, we must teach this scamp some proper
Oh, I
sportsmanship.
don't have time for this. I didn't break any rules. Let me go.
Break any rules.
True, he won fair and square.
We were unlucky, that's all. We must try to grab the next clue.
Brilliant. I normally wouldn't use it for, like, no good reason or against innocent people, but I think I've got a good reason. And, I mean, they're French, so I think it's justified enough. Time's going by rather quickly, though. Just need to quickly run down here and jump into the water.
Golden fish should be easy to spot once I'm under.
Not a real fish.
What the blazes?
Did someone just dive in the water?
Perhaps that's the way to do.
Silly people. We've got various fish. All tied on. That one's probably not it, right? It's got candy though. Come on. It's toffee. I probably shouldn't loot all of them. I should leave some of the festivities. I was thinking just take it all, but no. That's probably not what we're after. Is this for one?
Hey, wait. Stop. It's important.
Really?
King Cormorant, sire, accept this offering we bring. Prithee cast upon us your merciful eye, and bear before us its secrets.
As the moon is heavenly coursed of trace, in my domain I await that moment of grace, when a soul of good or ill repute brings me a gift, fitting tribute.
Brilliant. He's ruining the game. Apologise. Okay, that time I definitely have ruined it. That time I can definitely admit to the fact I've ruined it. I'm not very quick at wading through the water, am I? Okay, come on. We're fine. So I need to find the Duchess at the Phoenix Egg? Including cutscenes though, it's been about, I think, 3 hours, roughly, since we started. Which is relatively quick. This man's been like hiding in a bush or something for ages. I do feel a bit bad for Milton. Can I not climb up here? Oh, damn it. Okay, go around. Quick. We don't have time. I love your singing, Mr. Garnsman, but we're in a rush.
If you please, Your Grace.
We do not please. We act out of the highest necessity. All shall be explained later.
But it's against the rules.
I am the rules.
Oh dear. Poor girl.
Geralt! At last.
Got a key and a clue.
And I've another. Show me yours. Who wrote this drivel? I begin like a groan, hollowed out with ease, then end like a mouse, with a head of hard cheese.
Okay. Gone like a groan, hollowed out with ease. And the mouse of head of hard cheese. It's not a greenhouse. I'm thinking possibly the pantry or a cave. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. That's not the easiest, is it? I don't know. As one of those, I don't think it's a greenhouse. I don't think it's somewhere cramped. It's easy to start off a hole, but then you get to the Hard Rock. I doubt they'd send people off to a cave. There's not going to be one by the palace. It's pantry.
Mice and cheese. Palace pantry, maybe?
No. The hare is obliged to hide here in the gardens. Look, if we take roe, hollow it out and fill it with ease. The letters, that is. We get green. Then mouse, but starting with what heads hard cheese. Why, it's greenhouse.
Pretty clever.
So it was the
Sounds right to
greenhouse.
There are several greenhouses in the gardens, but only one with a door that locks, and the key to it looks just like the one we found.
Greenhouse it is then. Let's go.
Perfect. What did the unicorn horns clue have? Did it not have anything of use?
Wait here.
She wants to follow along. Poor her. Ah yes, it's just a day in the job for a Witcher, isn't it? Just like Can't help but notice he's already a bit on the dead side. That fall would normally have killed Gert. I mean, so many people are just letting him go. Got big long fingernails, so you could definitely do with getting those trimmed, I would imagine. I just capsized someone's boat? No, didn't capsize it. That's good. That's what I had there. I tracked him down somewhat, or is he just scampered? He can teleport.
I'm here.
This belonged to you, maybe?
It did, but you may keep it. I've a new one. I do not know you. I've done you no harm. Yet first you butchered a Bruxer who was dear to me. Now you pursue me. Why?
You've killed 4 innocent people, at least.
And you? How many innocents have you
I don't think I've cut down many innocents. I don't think I've cut down any, have I? Wants to find clues to find them too. I don't know. You wouldn't think he would you? You wouldn't think he would, because I managed to get clues. Maybe he was the one that, like, organised the clues.
I don't kill innocents. Murderers, though, you bet.
I'll soon be done. I've but one left. And you, should you not stand down.
And once you're done, intend to leave? Go kill somewhere else?
Okay. So what's happening here?
I intend to live. Happily ever after.
And cutscene fight or actual fight? I think an actual fight, because
I won't let you kill again.
I need to drink some black blood. This is fine. I need to get a shield up. Wait. This is fine. This is fine. Getting a few hits in. Get a shield up again. My shield's immediately gone. This is not looking great for me. I won't lie. This is a bit on the sketchy side. I'm not the most confident here. Okay. Fine enough now, hopefully. And have a feel for his rhythm. Now that I know how to fight him roughly, I feel a lot more confident. I've now got a shield up a split second as soon as I let my guard down. Or even a moment. What that? Surely he wouldn't kill me. He doesn't seem to be wanting to murder just anyone. He seems to have a list of people he wants dead. Make sure I do drink more black blood at some point when he's a bit lower in health. Presumably. Okay, I do have a lot of points of... Oh. Am I beating him or is he beating me? Because I was going to let my points of adrenaline kick in to heal me. Oh.
You want to stay where you are. Regenerate.
I know you're in trouble. I can help.
I'll help myself.
Okay, so I'm not meant to be killing him. I don't think that's because I went low.
He's my friend.
What now? I'm just very confused. Is that how it's supposed to end, or am I able to beat him?
Regis? You alright?
All is well. All's in order. Wounds such as these heal on vampires in moments. But we've not seen one another in ages, my friend. At least in human terms, that is.
How's this even possible? Last I saw you...
What?
I was a bubbling, shapeless smear, having been rather spectacularly melted
Who's the
into the
smart?
column of a certain castle. In somewhat better shape now, as you can see. Hardly peak form, mind you, but were I human, folk would think me a demigod, I dare say.
I'm sorry. What happened? It was my fault. Never got a chance
Who's
to
this man?
apologize.
How do I know him?
Geralt, bygones. I did not have to join you on that expedition. No one twisted my arm.
I'm not going to ask how you regenerated, he's clearly a vampire. But yeah, you seem to know the guy I'm after, right?
Local serial killer seems to obey you. Maybe you could talk him out of it, convince him to stop murdering.
Why do you think I've come? It shall not be easy, as Dettlaff can be rather stubborn. Though you must certainly recall that neither do I surrender readily.
So that's his name. He's your friend?
You might call it that. Though Dettlaff is... how would you humans put it? More bestial than I am. But not to worry. I'm working on him.
Haven't exactly done a great job with that.
Yeah.
He's killed
I'm
one
still
knight
confused
since
who
I
this
got
man
here.
is.
At least 3 others before I arrived.
For good reason, I'm sure. Understand, Dettlaff is not some decadent shit who kills for sport, or to assuage a dryness of throat or a dullness of mood.
Hey. So he's got a reason.
Seem pretty damn sure of that.
We had a decent idea of the motive.
Because I know him very well.
What exactly is he after?
Despite appearances to the contrary, you two are quite alike. You've both noble hearts, yet you both are wont to perform ignoble deeds. When circumstances force you to, of course. Remember the year 964?
That was 3 centuries ago.
Blind fear gripped Rivia, Lyria, and Spala. Women and children were dying. Their mutilated, dismembered corpses littered the fields.
Brute of Lyria. Read about it. Chewed up almost 200, then fell to a common poacher supposedly armed with a dagger blessed by some prophet.
It fell to Dettlaff, who then found a poacher asleep in the brush near his snares and dropped the fiend's corpse at his feet. And thus, a legend was born.
This Dettlaff has done good in the past.
Vampires rarely help humans. Must have had his own agenda, hunting the beast.
You err. He slew it for one reason alone. The monster killed a lad who once in the street had offered Dettlaff an apple, expecting nothing in return.
Terribly noble of him.
You do not have a monopoly on altruism, my friend. Vilgefortz melted my body. Dettlaff found what was left. As per our codex, he had a choice. To leave me where I was, or to care for me and nurture my remains. He chose the latter. Regenerated me at no small expense in his own blood. Do you know what that means to a vampire? The gravity of the endeavor?
Probably same thing it means to a human. You owe him your life.
Much more than that. The act itself made us blood brethren. A bond so strong humans cannot even imagine. Which is why I know something ill is afoot.
I don't know what Dettlaff
An
is.
overdeveloped sense of
He's
empathy.
a bit of a weird one. She seems like his apples though, so I can see the confusion.
one they hone over centuries. It's precisely what renders us so difficult to classify. Dettlaff's trump card is his herd instinct, his tribal propensity. In point of fact, he prefers the company of lesser vampires and shuns that of humans. If he walks among you, killing egregiously, it can only mean something's upset him immensely.
Yeah, he seems to be caught on the whole
specific? Some set of
chivalric
things that would be likely
code.
to set him off?
How should I say this? Dettlaff doesn't understand men, their world, its rules, its conventions. He's naive in a sense. He doesn't comprehend
Who
your
the
games.
hell is
knows
Dettlaff?
not
And
what
who's
it
this
is
man I'm talking
lie,
to?
deceive.
What I do,
Suggesting
I'm
he's
so
maladjusted,
confused and
venting his
lost.
rage.
I'm suggesting maladjustment can at times breed conflict. But is it the case this time? I cannot say, but intend to find out.
Okay.
Gotta find
Well,
him.
at the very least we need to
Something upsets
hunt
him
them
even
down
more,
and
all
figure out
the
what the
affairs
hell's
wash with
going on.
blood.
Well, we share a cause then, just like the old days.
Not entirely. I mean, when I find him, you know.
I know you've a contract on his head. Yet your true task is to stop the beast killing, not necessarily to kill the beast, am I right?
All in all, sure.
Let us find him. By the time we do, I hope I'll have convinced you Dettlaff is no monster.
Fine, all right already. But for now, evidence is stacking up against him.
Hear that?
The posse. Knights must have tracked me here.
I'd prefer they not find me here. I've makeshift quarters at Mère Lachaise Long Cemetery. We'll meet there.
See you.
I've also got a vineyard now. That's important thing. I don't care too much about the whole vampires and what. I've got a vineyard. I want a nice vineyard.
Witcher, we flew here as fast as our courses would carry us. Yet I fear we're late all the same. Pray, where is the beast?
Still investigating. About to inspect this site. Withdraw your men before they trample all over the evidence.
Sirs, we must let the Witcher do his work. Milton's murder cannot
Milton.
go unavenged.
I feel a bit bad for Milton. He was a reasonably decent bloke. Cared for the kids and whatnot. Yeah, that cutscene triggered because I got low in health, but wouldn't let me die there. Which, I mean, I guess it would have triggered either way. He either would have stopped my blade, or would have stopped the enemy hitting me. Which is fair enough. Anyway, another point into world. Man, let's get this next, which I really want. I mean, being able to inflict bleed on enemies, that sounds really nice against some of the tougher ones. Anyway, is there actually anything here? I said I'd investigate it, so I'd imagine I need to do a little bit. There we go, we found some alchemy paste. I'm sure that's what matters, right? A love letter? Clara from Albert. Where has been closed. Wish to embrace, no one stand in their way. Good to hear. I'm not gonna take the clothes. I don't think we need them. Alright, I've investigated the warehouse. I think Albert's to blame, right? Man, I wrote the love letter. Either that, or there's not actually a vampire after all. I feel I should wait for them to leave. Let me just got them from around the corner. I don't want to seem overly eager to leave after saying I was going to investigate the site. Okay, that should be them gone far enough that I can... I'm not swimming. No, that's staff. I seem to walk up behind them to be forgotten what I've looked like. Yeah, they don't remember what I looked like. That's brilliant. Ooh.
Sir! Sir! A letter for you, sir!
This would be the important letter, I would imagine.
Can't rightly say, sir. I was just to deliver it.
I'm gonna give the boy a coin or something. Yeah, because that's how they make for living.
Thanks.
No, sir. Thank you. And I
There we
truly
go.
hope I'll be
I'm not
of
gonna be a
service
dick to
again.
kids. I may let some of them be eaten every now and again by witches, but I'll give a courier
I
his.
suspect weighty affairs, rather than merely the wine festival, have drawn you to Toussaint. Perhaps you'll find time to probe a certain matter in spite of this. I recently came across the mention of one Professor
Yeah,
Moreau,
that's
a
who I'm
scholar
supposed to be going
in
after.
Beauclair, who conducted research into Witcher mutations. Though the details are rather murky, as is the location of the scholar's laboratory, his journal could contain more information. It lies buried with him in his tomb. I enclose a map I found in the book I happened upon. Though less than completely legible, I trust it will prove useful nonetheless. I felt this matter could prove of some importance to you, thus I dispatched this letter without delay. Whatever you decide, please take exceedingly good care of yourself. Your Yen.
I'm not Yen. I'm Geralt, silly
Professor who
lesser.
studied Witcher mutations.
Thinking I'm
Might
Yen.
actually be worth looking into.
Yeah. That's supposedly quite an important one. But a more important quest. Where is it? Gwent. No, not Gwent. Where's my wine? Where's my wine? I can go to a vineyard. This is important. This is the wine part of the DLC, right? Going to a vineyard. Also, I'm gonna investigate this shop up here. I haven't seen this symbol before. It's like a knight's helmet. That sign means incredibly little to me. What the hell's in here? Oh. Can't go that way. According to minimap, it's around here. Hello.
Greetings.
What kind of shop is this?
I am Raphael de Serman, and I am the Ducal Camerlengo.
I'm Geralt. So what is it you do here?
I pay the knights errant.
For what?
Our knights wander the roads, protecting
Hey.
Toussaint from bandits and monsters. It is fitting and just that they be recompensed appropriately for these toils. Note, sir, that should you successfully smash a heads, save a brother knight from peril, or extract a captured merchant from the hands,
So he's who you come to get your completion rewards from.
you shall be rewarded.
Fair enough. Do you happen to do Gwent as well? Because the feeling he does, because I've got my
Wouldn't happen
bet
to play
screen.
Gwent, would you?
Perfect. Well, let's start the game. I'm liking my Gwent deck. It's a lot better with the cow in it. It's a weird thing to say, but it is better with the cow, I promise. Keep catapults. We don't care too much about the trebuchet. Don't care about the ballista. It's fine. We can manage. Ideally, we want to get our spies out early. This is fine. We don't have any more spies. It's immediately less fine. God damn it. We don't have many spies. How in do we want to go with this? At the very least, play the cow. That buys me a turn. He's now playing some folk in order to... I mean, can he secure his victory? I need to be able to draw a card though, and I'm not giving up when there's a 3-point difference. I play Olgierd. I think that's a reasonable choice. Yeah, because I now have a 4-point lead over him. That's fine. We could play Dandelion, I think we will. Then we'll likely leave it at that, because he's more than 10 points behind me. Yeah. But that would be the case. I want to draw a more usable card. His ability stops me using my, like, faction power. So I do need to be careful of that. Something else to be careful of. He might have a Scorch. Don't play both of them. Not yet. What I want to do instead is try and go all in with all of these. And then leave these two for the last. And he's giving me a spy. Not ideal, because he gets more cards, but could be a lot worse. Let's just play myself quickly. I'm sure he'll work. Yeah, then he does a Scorch. Thought that would happen. He could still have a Scorch card, and he has the card advantage. Biting Frost currently gives me more benefit than it does him. So keep that in mind. He might try and do something involving that. Powerful card? I have more powerful than the two of them. Just play a bunch. I now get more benefit from not playing Biting Frost. That's bad. He doesn't have any more of those to put in the rear. I've got a reasonable lead. However, can I maintain that lead? I'm gonna pass. I'd rather save these other cards for next round. I'm still currently winning. Okay. That's fine. He's played his medics. Can immediately say no to him, just stick out my guy. This is fine. We're managing. We are somewhat managing. Next, Biting Frost. Just in case he has a front line, I want to buy as much time as I can before I send these guys out. Yeah, he does have some front line. Okay, play you. He can't Scorch because it gets rid of him. I'm still a bit worried because if I put down my last card and he has a Scorch, I lose. If he doesn't, I win. He's bound to have one though, isn't he? Yeah. Thought that would be the case. I'll need to fight him again. That's fine.
Greetings, Knight.
Yes. Greetings, Gwent, please. Hopefully I get a better hand this time.
Wouldn't happen to play Gwent, would you?
If I could get another cow, I would be very happy. For now, though, let's jump straight in and hope it works out. Redraw you. We actually have a fairly good starting hand. Trebuchet is quite a boring one if I don't get my ability. Cow is a nice one to have. Perfect. Okay. What we could do this round is Biting Frost, send out my spies. And then I win by simply getting down a catapult. So I'm definitely sending my spies. He does have medics, so chances are he'll bring them back in the future. If I send you out, I can then Biting Frost and Roach and I win. So this is fine. This is fine. Surely he's gonna pass. Yes. Perfect. Send out you. Biting Frost gets as much use now as it will in the future. Then send out Roche. There we go. I'd rather secure a victory now than have to try and squabble one for one in the future. That's fine. Thanks to Cow, I also start with an 8 strength fair. Oh, person there. Okay, to start, what have I got I want back? Cow. Okay, Cow it is. That's fine. I can get a cow back. Dandelion, as well as the two of them, is going to make for a very strong front line. However, I can bait out a Scorch before sending those to him. That would be the ideal. There we go. We got his Scorch. Lovely to see. He's unlikely to have more. Send in the whatever these guys are called. I don't know what we're called. Send them in nonetheless. Well, here we are. Perfect. We're not losing, surely. Unless he has another Scorch. In which case, I still have these. I don't think I can lose here. What I will do is put out Geralt and then pass. Because he's not catching up now, is he? Surely not. Even if he does, he can't beat me next turn. It's pass. Come on. What are you gonna do? You're gonna not do a Warhorn because you don't have one. You're gonna spy. Gets you more cards, but then gets double strength. You got a Scorch. That's fine. That means there's less Scorches to contend with in the future. I immediately start with you, who's buffed? That doesn't seem right. He should be at 16 strength, should he? Wait a second. Because this spawns in before the last turn's technically ended, he's been buffed by Dandelion. I found a mild exploit. Hooray! I didn't expect that to happen. I didn't think that would happen at all. Okay. Cool.
143
And I get... That's a fancy card. King Bran. Gwent deck. What faction was that? It's a fancy looking one. King Bran. Monsters. Where did he go? Where did he go? Can't immediately see him in any of these. It was King Bran, yeah? Almost certain it was King Bran. So possibly a leader card. That could be it. Unless he's in here somewhere. No, he must be a leader. Who is King Bran? Could it maybe be one of these guys? No, they're all the same. I don't know where he'd be. Partly missed them. In here? No. Where is he? Who the hell did I just get? Ah, screw it. It's probably not important, is it? Well, if I do remember correctly. New items. King Bran. How do I look at it? Also, level 45 sword I won't be able to use. This was definitely King Bran. How the hell did how did I see him? He's a colour I haven't seen for cards. Is there a new faction you unlock? There must be. It's the only thing I can think of. Yeah, he's just not around. Ah well. I'll figure him out eventually. Yeah, that's where you go if you want to... I mean, do Gwent, but Also, if you want to get rewards for having cleared out various world events in the road, like trapped people, just killing ambushes, stuff like that. Who does because you're a vampire? No, you won't talk to me, fair enough. I mean, she's not hurting anyone. We know not all vampires are necessarily evil. So we'll leave it be. Instead, we are going to fast travel to our estate. Because we've now got a house. We still need to find the barber's room. Or a hairdresser, or whatever you want to call them. I need my beard trimmed. Possibly a different haircut. My estate comes with geese. It also looks a little bit run down, judging by that door there. Well, is fine. You've got presumably someone I can hire who would later sit here plucking feathers from chickens, putting them into a barrel infinitely. Cat, who doesn't like me, which is fair enough. It's kind of a whole thing with cats. We've got Murder Basement, which had all of the previous plants in it. Yes? I'm thinking of a different place. No, this is previous Murder Basement, which had the corpse from the vampire, the main story. Yes, okay. Okay, I thought this was a different place, isn't it? Hence me saying it was a different place I was thinking of. That's like a little bit on the rundown side. Hello, Major Domo.
I am
Like your
Barnabas
glasses.
Salty. By order of the Duchess, I shall serve you as Major Domo of Corvo Bianco. I previously served
like
with
this man, he's got
distinction
good glasses.
at the Nibli family manor and in Nazaire with Admiral Rompali, who, as you are certain to know, is an extraordinary, demanding gentleman.
Whoa, Barnabas Basil. One thing you ought to know. I'm not your typical landed gentleman. Truth be told, this is the first real property I've ever owned.
Oh, in that case, you must leave it all to me. I shall organize, see to everything, and whip the house into order. I dare say this place will soon be the most prosperous vineyard around.
This place is just going to be run by this man and not me. Yeah, what's the story to this
place with a rich
place?
history. Know who owned it before me?
Baron Rossel, who went bankrupt, forcing him to sell the estate to the Duchess. The Baron, in turn, had purchased it from Monsieur Bolius of the Headsman, a truly colourful man.
Okay, so this place has been unused for quite a while.
Actually a headsman?
No, not him, but his great-grandfather. Indeed. Apparently, he was a common cutpurse who somehow secured for himself the post of ducal headsman in Beauclair. Went about his work with an exceptional...
This is a weird story behind this
They
place.
say he chopped off more heads than there are grapevines in the ducal vineyards. He never hesitated, not once. Never sliced unevenly, never botched a job. For his exemplary service, the Duke granted him a title and this estate.
So for being
Monsieur
an
Bolius,
executioner,
on the other hand, was
he
an
got a
engineer
vineyard.
in his younger years. Once retired, he settled here and took to producing wine. Sadly, misfortune struck and he lost his sense first of smell, then of taste. Additionally, he could not drink alcohol. His medic forbade it.
Shame that. He gave up making wine?
Not at all. He made even more of it. Began throwing wild balls to which he'd invite friends from far and wide in order to treat them to his wine and delight in the fact that at least someone could enjoy it. It's the sort of man he was, Monsieur Bolius.
I like the sounds of that car. You
Mind
gonna
giving me a
show me
little
about
tour
the
of
place,
Corvo
Bo?
Bianco?
Not in the least. Follow me, please. I think it would be practical to begin on the hill.
So just get a tour of my estate. It's quite nice.
Behold, sir, your estate in all its splendor.
Sometime later,
Pretty
it
vast.
literally just walked up a hill slightly.
And now, sir, allow me to show you a handful of interesting details. Follow me, please.
Been a major domo all your life?
Yes, I come from a long line of majordomos. My father was a majordomo, as was my grandfather before him, as was my great aunt. In fact, she was the one to start the tradition.
Great aunt?
A hard woman. It is said that already as a child, she knew where she was going and went there. When she arrived in Beauclair, she signed on as a chambermaid at one of the vineyards, then slowly worked her way up to majordomo. She dragged the rest of the family up the same path.
So this guy's... he's got experience
The
in this
servants'
family.
quarters. I occupy the green home. With the Duchess's permission, I have hired a full staff. Their salaries to be paid from the ducal treasure.
Okay.
Nice of her.
Not
So I don't
the
even need to
most
pay my
sexy
staff.
part of the estate, I admit. But I think it's worthwhile for you as master of the domain to know where the help stays.
I'm willing to try and make this a nice vineyard. Depends how much it costs, folks. I mean, I've got a lot of money. I don't have infinite money. Infinite money would be nice. Infinite
Baron
money is
Rossel
not a thing I
finds in this
can
part
ever
of the
really get in
estate
this
fruited
game.
And olive groves planted in their place. They look beautiful, especially come spring.
Don't look at all bad now, either.
Quite a nice view, isn't it?
Down below
Look at
I
that.
see a vineyard, where we grow a strain of Carfanere, one of the world's oldest. Aged in oak barrels,
Okay.
it provides for an exquisite wine with distinct blackberry, wild cherry, plum, and cinnamon notes. Marvelous.
Have to try it one of these days.
Not actually got the biggest, like, vineyard part of it. And usually there's a lot more vines around.
Picturesque.
Yes, though it ran dry long ago. During the raucous feasts Master Boleus held, he would order it filled with wine. There's a tale about a guest attending a Boleus ball for the first time and thus unaware of the custom. He had suffered great heartbreak and had decided to end his life by jumping into the well. The festivities were coming to a close, and the well was nearly empty when the suicidal guest finally jumped. Instead of killing himself, he merely broke his legs to numb the pain.
I like a weird, like,
Drank himself
twist.
to death.
Not at all. When found the next day, he had concluded he'd witnessed twin miracles. The water had been changed into wine, and he had survived. He retired to a monastery in the
I like
Dragon
that
Mountains
story.
and began preaching.
Some guy jumped into a well hoping to kill himself, but had been filled with wine beforehand. Only broke his legs, then drank wine and decided it was a miracle. So just went off to the monastery. I like that.
Monsieur Boleus' wife Nina kept a garden here.
Presumably can be refurbished, this.
Bit neglected now.
I agree. Yet nothing stands in the way of restoring it to its former glory, and once again planting it with herbs and other vegetation.
I mean, if we think about this as something a Witcher would use, you could make it into a proper herb garden for producing various
Madame
Witcher
Nina planted
brews.
diminutive, delicate flowers and herbs here. One might say their aroma still hangs in the air.
You're quite the romantic, Barnabas Basil.
Potentially this used to be a greenhouse. Looking at the frame, I could see that being the case. Greenhouses clearly exist. We know that one of them existed in literally the last part of the story, where we kind of ran into just a kind of dead friend in one. Also just learned, while trying to pan the camera out a little, that you can scroll through the various signs with the scroll wheel. Never knew that. It's quite useful to know. Like, after getting this far through, God knows how many hours, I finally learned you can use a scroll wheel to go through the various Witcher signs. I'm amazed. I hadn't figured this out until now. Not amazed. I'm disappointed in myself.
During Monsieur Boleus' time, wine was kept here, but Baron Rossel used it to store olive oil as well. I took the liberty of cleaning up the mess.
Ah, he's cleaned up the body bits down
fighting the
there.
Bruxa.
Fair enough.
Thanks, Barnabas Basil. Appreciate it.
Is that us presumably turned around the state? Now we've only got to look at our house. Which, I mean, it's fine enough. It's not the best, but
As you can see,
I mean, with a fresh look of paint, I'm sure it'll be good.
Slightly stained, but one cannot deny it. A certain subtle southern charm.
True, though it could use a bit of subtle paint.
Exactly, Geralt. Thinking along the same lines as me. Give it a nice look of paint. It'll be a lovely, lovely house. Nice and vibrant. I just think of a colour that would complement the green trees and the rock behind it, maybe the blue as well.
And welcome inside. On the left is the master bedroom. On the right, the
You've
dining
even
hall
got
and
dining
kitchen.
hall.
Upstairs,
God, this is a
you shall
fancy
find
place
guest
for a
room,
witcher.
currently used for storage.
Not a bad idea.
At the moment, the house is only minimally furnished. Yet I believe we will, together, devise some innovative arrangements. A few paintings, for instance, would breathe new life into the abode immediately. With that, sir, you've seen the full lay of the land. Corvo Bianco is a
Now we
beautiful
hear how
city.
much this is going to actually
One
take
must
to fix
admit,
up armor.
Time has taken its toll. If forgive me for being forward, but
Yeah.
if you were to choose to invest,
Invest a small sum towards its beautification. There we are.
me at your service on
How much? Because I'm putting all my money into this that I have to spare. I want to have a lovely, nice vineyard. Yes, renovation,
Place could
please.
stand to be spruced up.
Almost decidedly, sir. The question is where you would like to begin this.
Firstly, we need to have a good public image. Grounds. They're the first thing people see. If they're passing by, they won't see the house. So let's improve the
These
grounds.
spacious grounds. But maybe it's time to make them more useful.
Oh yes, we certainly should.
I'm going to think about this as a business.
I see things. Given your
Make sure it
trade,
looks
sir.
appealing. The inside of the house can
Put in a
wait.
grindstone and an armorer's table. A good way to start things off, don't you think?
I mean, a practical way to start things. Sure.
My armor needs work from time to time.
I guess I'll add in both of
reinforce
those.
that.
Makes it look more
There's a
busy, I
decent work
guess.
table where I
It's
can
not
do
quite
all
what I meant. I meant the vineyard grounds, not actual immediate grounds outside the
tables
house.
this side of the Yerugan. I will contact him at once.
Only 1,000. You know what? Yeah,
Good.
that's fine.
Order me up a table like that.
Immediately, sir. I expect it
I think
will
I
take
have
at
about
most 1 day to arrive.
probably 10k
Will
to
you be
spare.
needing anything else, sir?
Let's get a grindstone as well.
In my trade, my blades get dull pretty quick. Could use a grindstone.
So it'll leave me with about
Of course.
8k to
No
spare.
one would consider that an unnecessary.
Assuming this costs another 1,000. Yeah, another 1,000,
Send out
that's
for
fine.
one, please. A high quality stone to be
Can I
set
have
up
a
in the yard.
proper,
Of course.
like,
I shall
house?
send a
Don't know if it's gonna be a
relative
proper
at
vineyard,
once.
but proper
I believe you
house.
shall be grinding to your heart's content by tomorrow. Will you be needing anything else, sir?
I guess working with the house is the only
Thinking about
thing
the outer
available.
walls. Maybe a fresh coat of paint or some patching.
I kinda wanted to
If
do
I
it for
might
herb garden.
To make a suggestion, why
Maybe
not
the
start with
greenhouse as
general
well, if it was a
renovation?
greenhouse.
I once oversaw such work at Admiral Rompelli's summer residence. The effects were simply breathtaking. Not only did the residence positively sparkle afterwards, but we also made room to display the Admiral's armor and weapons, of which he was a passionate collector.
You can display armor and stuff. Yeah, 5,000's
It's in your hands.
fine for like sprucing up the entire house.
I shall get to work immediately. Within a day's passing, I shall have sent for the crew
Die.
which rebuffed the Admiral's residence.
Do I get to pick
They are
colour
finest
for the outside?
specialists.
Or is it just going to get a fresh coat?
Highly skilled at what they do, it shall not take them too long, I wager. 2 days after they begin, your eyes will behold your residence in its refurbished, rejuvenated, beautified state. Is there anything else you require, sir?
Okay, option
You know what?
3?
Changed my mind. Not in the mood to talk about redecoration today.
What does that
I want to
have
ask
to
you
do?
something else.
I shall be glad
So I guess
to
it's not
answer your
quite a
every
renovation doing up the herb garden. It might still be there. No? No, okay.
Thanks.
So all we can do for now, we've invested 7,000 into this place. I say invested, we've just paid that much towards this place. That's fine. We immediately have a weapon rack here. We don't have many weapons. You know what? Stick that sword there. That one served me quite well for quite a while. What have we got in here? Hang a painting. We've literally got one painting. It's down the bottom corner. Do we not have anywhere better to put a painting? Place trophies. This is a master bedroom. Hey. Can I get a nice painting out in this hall of a, like, Van Gogh knockoff painting, maybe? An armor stand. I think we'd put a painting up here, but a broken vanity mirror. And presumably like serving maids chambers? I don't know. I don't know what that would be. We have somewhere else to hang a painting, but we can hang one there in the dining hall. I think he called it. That's literally just a cupboard where you can eat your food. Whereas this would be the kitchen. Well, quite nice place. Quite nice place. We do need to find more paintings, because presumably we'll get more available to us. For now though, hang up this. There we go. You can barely see it, but it's there. Got a nice painting. Next, bookshelf through here, rather barren. If I use it, I gain bonus XP for going through all my books. Can I not put them into the shelves though? So it looks less empty. I was kind of hoping to add some books in. No, can I not add books into the shelving? Maybe once it's refurbished a bit, we'll not have quite such a barren shelf. That's fine. That's fine. We now need to wait a little while for all of this to be done up. I'm looking forward to making this look nice. I am. Even got a nice little stream running past. Pheasant. It's going to be a lovely place to have it actually sorted and not looking like half of it could fall down at any moment. Power of people. We've got a man with a baguette. Like you. You get a promotion. Don't think I'm able to do that. You get a promotion. Okay, that done. We'll need to revisit that later. And then the next one, we do have Gwent. And a Gwent tournament. But probably no. We're gonna do this one. Not the main quest, apparently. We're gonna go do this one. Whereabouts will we need to go? Is that down the road, or I would be better fast travelling? Fast travel to San Sebastian. Sebastian? Maybe? I don't know. Yeah, Sebastian. San Sebastian. Assuming that's the name of a bridge, maybe the river. And I'm not able to call Roach, so I'll just have a run.
1, 2, 3. Ready or not, here I come.
They're playing hide and seek. Which of these colours would I want for my house? It looks like we've got lots of blue. We've got a bit of... I mean, I could go for that kind of orangey red, the kind of sunset colour could be nice. I think that would go quite well alongside the rocks and the greenery from the trees. The blue and sunset skies and whatnot. I think that could be quite nice. I'm still not able to call my horse. I hope it's not, like, bugged itself again, because I have had that happen a few times. But I guess I'm just out for a jog. That's fine. I can I can have a nice job. I'm sure Geralt's fine with that. He's a big, strong man. He can be running around like this. No worries. God, he must be sweating. Wearing black like this. I can't say I envy him. It's not the best material, really, to wear, is it? And, ooh, found another signpost. That's good. More fast travel. I'm never going to say no to more fast travel. I keep saying it, but I love scenery here. Like, I'm just turning this corner, seeing a big mountain in the distance, clouds passing by in front of it. It's just lovely. It's just lovely. Anyway, there's a cemetery. Investigate. We got immediately a gravestone. Come on, one more for the road. Someone possibly drank themselves to death. Immediately hearing enemies. Not having to fight, am I? I don't think that's a necessity. I do currently have my XP buff on. So I guess I can whack them a little bit. They're only level 35, but they're hardly the scariest level. Yeah. Nah, this is fine. This is just a test for my new XP buff ability thing. From like picking up a singular book and not actually reading anything. And we've got various mugs and whatnot. The body. Making a letter. Soaked through and falling apart, can barely read. Remaining stupid. Killer cemetery along with the rest of the loot from the last heist. Hey. So another cemetery, we'll be able to find something involving that. Yep, looking for a grave. Well, why we're searching for a grave? That's not what we're wanting. Which of these graves could it be? It only seems to be certain kinds. Martin Callcott. Does that grave count? It does, okay. We are looking for literally any of the graves. Maybe we were looking for Moreau. Moreau being... the Witcher man. Who's doing his... like, research into mutations. I remember. That would be it.
Inscriptions in Elder speech.
We see the body. Why is it ajar?
God in our hearts. Guess somebody else found out about it too. Should look around, see if I can find something else.
Can I investigate actual body?
Can't do much to help me with my search.
Footprints,
narrow and shallow. Somebody small, light. Woman maybe.
Who's potentially run off with all of us?
Trail breaks off. Wonder if the grave robber learned more than I did. Won't learn anything else here. Map Yen sent me will have to do. So, Epitaph mentioned both Ellerin and Dolnevde, Valley of the Nine.
Check location on the map that Yen sent me. Presumably in here, quest items map. That doesn't help, does it? Big city, river, lake with a city on it.
Site marked on the map's all wet now. Sonratur flows through there. Must be where the Valley of the Nine once lay.
From here to guess where it is. Somewhere around this area. I don't know exactly where, but thankfully it's marked it for me. Roach, I can finally call you. Let's go forth, my valiant steed, I guess. Is that what if anyone says in, like, fantasy era that we're in? I don't know, but on we go, Roach. Who, I mean, I guess the water side. I don't entirely know what we're doing, but we're going to Valley of the Nine. To find something about, like, a lab from a man who was researching Witcher mutations. I mean, I'm assuming it's going to be like permanent upgrades or something, right? Like, not ones you slot in like you do with your level up. If you can make maybe those level up ones permanent, using the mutations, that'd be nice. Is this something related to another mission? Seemingly? That looks to be. Let me get the right thing. It's Quen that I want. There we go. Make sure I have my right sword out and don't fall into a cage. Okay, yeah, I'm no longer flailing around wildly. I've got a much better idea of what I'm fighting and where I need to go. This is fine. Get rid of Arc Spore. Shield up immediately has been knocked off. That's fine enough. Try and get rid of the ghoul. There we go. Got my Quen on. Now we hit and hopefully kill in a second. It's back over there. I didn't think it would go that way. I thought it would go back towards the middle. There it goes. I think we're meant to come back here later, but I mean, as I'm passing by now. What exactly am I in here for? It was mentioned about something, right? Of one of my quests. Is this like the main quest? I don't know. It's definitely one of my quests seems to lead me here, otherwise Geralt wouldn't have commented on it. What am I down here for? But I hadn't meant to come down this way. I also can't quite see what I'm fighting. Looks kind of like a giant head crab, I guess. And I've got too much toxicity? Ah! That's what those guys do. They raise my toxicity. Got it. Let me just munch some food then, so that doesn't mean anything to me. And presumably this is... yeah, vampire tombs.
Agreed to meet a vampire at a cemetery. How much more cliche
It says you made quest.
Nothing comes readily to mind, though we did not meet so I could prove how very original I am.
True enough. Need to find your friend. I'm hoping you'll agree to help.
I shall do whatever's in my power. Yet what you want or even need must matter little. What matters is what Dettlaff wants. If he does not wish to be found, you will not find him. Ever. End of story.
Come on. Gotta be some way.
I mean, presumably he does want to be found to some extent, right?
Vampires can evade detection by the senses, and no divination magic works on us. Even the most precise megoscope would be useless.
And this? Could this help?
Wherever did you get that?
Off one of the beast's victims, found by a bend in the river. Body was chopped in pieces. 3 of those pieces were hands. Hand with the rings seemed the odd one out, but Bruxa had taken an interest in it.
Just giving it a big old sniff. How weird.
It's Dettlaff's hand, without a doubt. It will do splendidly.
Dettlaff got a new hand, like he said. What? Okay. That's a weird one. So vampires can get new hands. However, their hands aren't supposed to continue being animated when chopped off, so what is Dettlaff?
Rings pretty intriguing.
I'm now confused about
Made of no metal I've
who
ever
this
seen.
Dettlaff fellow is.
It comes from our home, where we lived before the conjunction of spheres. It's actually mine. I received it from a dear old friend. You might call him a humanist. He saw us vampires as guests here, Guests who owe their hosts, meaning you humans and the elder races, respect.
Respect? Meaning not to treat us like cattle to be slaughtered for food?
Precisely. And the reason why I in turn gave it to Dettlaff. To remind him of the ideals my old friend championed.
Okay. So it's a very symbolic ring that he handed off to a friend, hoping to bring him back towards reason. Makes sense. Yeah, what did you sniff that hand for? It's a bit weird.
What do you plan to do with it?
You've heard of
anything more?
Copenaris' theory of tissue memory retention.
Rings a distant bell. Read about it in Alchemia Oblitera. There's a copy at Kaer Morhen, tattered, nearly disintegrated. But if memory serves, Covenarius never managed to prove it worked.
He did prove it, just never managed to publish his findings. He and I corresponded, you see, after we became friends. Thus, I know he completed his research and performed the first tests. It's complicated, so without delving into details, it is possible to use any piece of tissue to reconstruct what a whole body experienced.
How's it work? We need any special equipment?
We must brew a decoction which Covenaris gave a rather poetic name, resonance. Once imbibed, it sends one into a trance similar to that induced by narcotics. This triggers visions of events linked to strong emotions experienced by the tissue's owner. Picture it as dreaming.
This is like that dream person you'd venture before to find Ciri.
Dettlaff was doing just before he lost his hand?
Indeed. Though I also hope resonance will reveal the location of Dettlaff's hideout.
Well, I'm happy to lend a hand in this then.
Spent half his life proving his theory. Wild guess. Making a dose of resonance won't be easy.
You guessed correctly. In addition to Dettlaff's tissue, we shall need a powerful occipital lobe stimulant. Effectively a poison, to make one susceptible to visions.
Well, got a few ingredients to choose from. Unfortunately, all are pretty rare. There's Mamoon glands, but closest ones I know of are in Vizima. A spotted white saliva would also serve, but they were culled to extinction over a century ago. Could go with a kobold's eyes, but the creatures are sentient. Rather not gouge one's eyes out.
Given that we lack the time to sleuth this out ourselves, permit me to summon some help.
That hand still moves, right? Like, that's why it's zooming in. He's having a talk to a crow. Familiar, I would presume? Or is he just like bewitched a bird using his vampire abilities?
What was that?
A raven? Rather a common sight at this latitude. Very intelligent fowl. I asked him to look for the creatures you mentioned, him and his brethren. Perhaps they'll find one in the area, and I would hazard that a flock of ravens will spy any said creature faster than a solitary witcher would. With all due respect to your skills, my friend. It will take them some time, nonetheless, so perhaps you'd care for a snifter of mandrake.
I mean, I'll have a try. In wine country.
Sadly, this is but
I mean, might as well. Like, while in the room and all that.
Even better. I remember your mandrake hooch. Made people say things they'd have rather kept to themselves.
Now, what could Geralt of Rivia prefer to keep to himself?
I mean, I've apparently got a lot of secrets.
I agree wholeheartedly. I also believe it wise at times to share one's secrets, unburden oneself to those one can trust.
This your sophisticated way of asking me if I trust you?
I prefer almost always to ask indirectly. It seems a test of intelligence, one you just passed.
Maybe you should go first. Reveal one of your secrets. After all, you vampires lead very interesting lives.
Anything in particular?
And vampires become drunk? Kinda curious. But, yeah, not drinking blood apparently. How's that
New
going?
life, new body. That give you a new start, blank slate.
Starting all anew is a very broad concept. What exactly do you mean?
Your blood addiction, say. Wondering if your body's the same, if it still remembers. Maybe if you drank now, you wouldn't get hooked.
All addictions are a form of slavery. Re-addiction's not a risk I'm willing to take, just to test a hypothesis about corporeal regeneration and whether propensities carry over.
Fair enough. Curiosity, that's all. Sorry.
Not to worry, Geralt. Curiosity is a natural reaction under the circumstances, apart from which I've always valued that trait in you.
Regeneration, being dead, not very interesting. Who are you? Where have you been and what have you been up to?
Curious what you
I
did
still
after
have
you
no
were
idea who this guy is.
As I'm sure you can surmise, at first I was thoroughly absorbed with recovering. As it is, I've still not recovered completely. Yet I was so weak the first year that I could not stand or move on my own. Detlef bore my weakness bravely, showed great patience. If not for him, I wouldn't be here, and I'd have regenerated far slower. Once I could at last stand unassisted, I set off for Bruges, for my one-time home of Dillingen. There I led the peaceful life of a rural healer and surgeon, enjoying my neighbours' respect and, in fact, constituting the exact opposite of the monstrous vampire the populace imagines.
Bruges, you say? Rebirth make you sentimental?
Perhaps a dash. But what of you? Where have you been? Ever find your Cyrilla?
Quite a story surrounding that, isn't there?
Yeah. But we parted again soon after. And when the time was ripe, she came back. Defeated the Wild Hunt together.
Seems I certainly missed quite a bit while I was absent.
True enough. But it's a conversation we'll have another time. Need to know more about you now.
Yeah, speaking about you, is there anything you want to ask about me?
Right. Give you one question.
Brilliant.
What do you want to know?
One question to ask one as fascinating as you, Geralt. Cruel parsimony, I'd say. But I shall do my best to make it count. If you were to die and be reborn as I was, in your new life, would you choose to be a Witcher?
I mean, I'd say so. I'd say so. I do a lot of good. I get to maintain my morale, get to get rid of dicks around the place. That's fine.
See, Regis. Doubt I'd know how to be anything else.
Ever tried?
See, you're determined to get an answer, to find out if I like being a Witcher. Just refuse to ask directly, as always. I like being on the path. I like picking up a lead, a trail. I like the tension right before a fight. And nothing gets my adrenaline flowing like battling a beast. Even gotten used to people treating me like a freak, an outcast. Yeah, not something I think about much, but I like being a Witcher.
Really ruining the mood with all these plants just
Honesty is
exploding
an
around
attribute of
us.
the truly brave, and thus a privilege of the very few.
I was trying to
Show no
just
sign
ignore
of your
it,
winged
but
friend.
it really does ruin the
Sure
mood.
it understood what you wanted?
Dead certain. Let's wait a bit longer. It'll return soon, don't doubt that for a moment.
Damned plants ruining the scene. It's supposed to be a charming reunion between friends or something like that, right?
Ever vigilant, even in his sleep. Quite vampire-like, in fact. Are you absolutely certain they don't administer a few of our genes during the trial of the grasses?
I mean, I appreciate the compliment.
Appreciate the compliment. Got something for me?
You were right. No kobolds or mamoons for miles around.
Knew it.
Allow me to finish. You see, there's this spotted white. It haunts an abandoned residence.
So we get to go after the near extinct species.
Impossible. My brethren hunted down every last spotted white before I was born.
Then it seems you must revise your knowledge of spotted whites. for somehow this one managed to survive your brethren's onslaught. It seems I know this home it haunts. Recall a tale about it. Locals believe the place cursed. Perhaps that's how the White survived entirely unmolested.
These goddamn plants. Yeah, a curse.
Know anything else about this curse?
I don't
Able
recall
to
much in particular.
uncurse the place?
Really don't attach much importance to such things. It was mentioned to me as an anecdote, no more.
Come on, search your memory. Something, anything could be important.
I believe it had a relation to hunger, or perhaps greed, rapacity. Someone was punished for something.
Textbook definition of a curse, pretty much.
Sorry, Geralt, I try not to clutter my mind with the details of every far-fetched tale I happen to hear. What are your thoughts?
A specimen of a species thought long extinct, and a curse in one place. That a coincidence, or are they related?
Ah, professional curiosity. Personally, I've nothing against you delving into this dilemma, but please remember we need the White's saliva. Nothing beyond that.
Just need the white saliva. And it's something cursed to become a white. It's not a naturally occurring one, seemingly.
Whites rarely appear in the woods, even less likely to find them in abandoned human homes. They inhabit remote wildernesses, old abandoned cemeteries.
What's your point?
This might not be a spotted white after all. Your little helper might have made a mistake.
I sincerely doubt it. Ravens are devilishly intelligent creatures, and they've highly developed observational skills.
What exactly did they observe?
The area around the estate. It's covered in spoons.
Spoons?
Spare me the skeptical smile. I'm but the bearer of this news. Or perhaps this spotted white is a hoarder. Or the spoons are somehow related to the curse.
Well, you had me at spoons.
Start making your decoction while I go get some
Let's figure this
from that
out.
White. Uses it in its brews.
Do you imagine the White will simply sell you some?
Worst case scenario, I'll bring you its salivary glands. They ought to do as well.
For a moment there, I imagined you asking the White to spit into a vial. Quite amusing as a thought, but the salivary glands will do fine indeed.
So, see you later.
Yes, till later. I shall start by perusing some tomes.
Tomes? Thought you were gonna make this decoction.
We require one last ingredient. Alas, obtaining it could prove a trifle toilsome. Thus, I hope to identify a suitable alternative.
All right. Good luck.
And to you, my friend.
That was not a good time. The plant that's been trying to murder me this whole conversation. I'm about to die from it because I can't bloody see. Oh my god, I should have had the cat potion. I shouldn't have drank it. It's a bad idea. And well, I'm just dead. Cool. Hopefully it doesn't bring me back to before that conversation. I was not prepared for that fight. It really caught me kind of off guard. I knew it would be somewhere nearby. I didn't think it'd be immediately there. Okay. Where is it? There it is. Give it a murder. Don't punch it though. It's not what I'm after. God damn. Because he started his fists out rather than his sword. That makes this fight so much harder than it needs to be. Okay. It's not really that much harder. I'm really exaggerating, but still. It's an annoying fight to have immediately when you can't see because you've got cat. I would have rather had a meditate to get rid of it. Okay, got a shield up. Let's just try and murder him. Got a bit of fire damage on him for seconds. Be able to dodge at the right moment, and we'll be fine. Come on, continue to whack it. It's not trying to run away, so there we go. Cool. Second request. Which one was it? This one is what we want. Yeah, just meditate for an hour. Get rid of the cat effects, we don't need any kind of night vision. And I should maybe loot this. And not looking at the gravestones. There we go. Yeah, let's continue with the quest we meant to do, rather than getting sidetracked by the main quest, which I probably should do. Just run away from the panther quick. And beeline towards the shore. Maybe we don't quite beeline, but do make my way towards it. It's somewhere around here. Looks to be a cave underneath. I can do caves and ruins. Need to shoot the drowners as well, though. Come on. Just shoot at it. There we go. Don't want to let them grab me. Then make my way up to the surface, 'cause you can't shoot unless you're underwater. And I want my breath back. Can I loot these guys now I'm up here? No, I can't. Bit of a shame, but understand. Firstly, cave entrance fail. Secondly, got this. A lovely little set of ruins to investigate. With various bits of jewellery. Just things to loot. One of those was a sword. And we get a portal. Not what I'd expected. I like portals. Geralt really doesn't. It's a chicken, and then we go.
Found something in Moreau's tomb to activate the entry portal. Wonder what surprises this place has in store.
Ah, no, wrong thing. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to. You know what? No, that's fine. We don't need to censor or anything.
Implanted spikes. Sick sense of humor someone's got.
Okay, so we got various spikes and whatnot. Proper quick save, because I don't trust Geralt to make it through this. Okay, we're fine. Fine so far. This next bit's less fine. I just jumped that one. Anything down that way? I would imagine, yes. Yeah, chest. Another sword. We do have a sword rack, so I'll take it. But yeah, what exactly are we going to find down here? Because, I mean, found some Estes, that is apparently good wine. Can sell that for a decent amount. Likely don't need any of them. Could take some copper ore. Don't know if it'll be useful, but you don't come across it often. Got a statue of a panther. Or what I thought was maybe an otter, but apparently not. It definitely seems to be a panther. Is this a hallucination? Or is this actually things to fix? I know we've had to fight a hallucination before. That was with the Druid folk and Skeleton. Come on, just whack them a bit. One of them's gone. Presumably, actual things we are fighting, not an illusion, because they are hurting quite a lot. Continue to hit it. This is fine, it's been stunned. Get my stamina back. So I can get my Quen on, and there we go. And if you get to loot them for powdered monster tissue. I haven't got powder in that fight, but sure. I'll take some mushrooms as well. And I'll take some armor. We've got a big hole. Presumably I want to drop down. A dull meteorite axe. I mean, it's a meteorite axe. So take that. Even if it's dull, that's bound to be something decent. Take some silver.
Blood-soaked.
Investigate
Robert was
this.
wounded while attempting the climb. Needed to bandage up. Managed to avoid the Panthers at least.
Okay. So that's a way to climb. Can I not go back up? No, I can't. Alright, through this way then. Through this way. Where there's a collapsed wall leading back the way. That presumably is a Skyrim exit. If I had to guess. That hole up there. I know it wants me to go down that way, so let me investigate everywhere else first. Because it might get me something good. There's a slight chance it will. I mean, I've found that is likely alright, I would imagine. And here we go. You can't make it up some stairs and decide to slide down. That's kind of impressive sliding down stairs like that, but I mean, it's not the time for it. It's not the time. That's a boulder trap. Another guardian as well. We presumably have to fight.
Stench. Couldn't I just do this?
What weapon do I need to hit it? Presumably silver, right? Yeah, silver looks to be doing a good job. Continue to whack it. Has been slowed apparently. I don't entirely believe that, but apparently it was. And down it goes. Blue mutagens. Definitely monsters if we're dropping mutagen. This is a zipline. There's a hook I can use to zipline down. And a gold casket. Broken meteorite pickaxe. I'll take the money. Okay.
Course. Locked. Need to find something to open it.
Find a way to open the doors. Does that involve
Not
going
bad.
down here?
Wouldn't mind having something like that myself.
So, I mean, there's a hook on it.
Not bad. Wouldn't mind having something like that myself.
Am I not going to take the hook that's currently on the rope and zipline down? No? Okay. I'm not just gonna blindly jump off. That's definitely a bad move. But is this? Seems conspicuous enough. I'd like me to crossbow it? I don't know. We like have our infinite bolts anyway. Okay, inventory. Our weight's looking fine. Take our bolts off. That goes back to the standard ones, right? That's all there was to it. Is it as simple as just hit the buttons? 'Cause I think it might be. Presumably that would mean there's another button over this side somewhere. No? No button. Buttons down below? Buttons on the roof. Button on the wall over there. There we go. And I'd imagine one more, but that lock looks to be the broken side, so I'm entirely sure where I meant to hit. Try not to jump off a cliff. What do I need to shoot? Ah, over there. Perfect.
Did it?
Did I get pulled in from the side that wasn't attached? I think it was. How weird. How weird. That looks to be me into his
Interesting as places
lab.
go. Seems someone put a lot of thought into its design. Should look around. Impressive. Is just decoration or...
Unwanted guest. Intruder. You are not welcome here.
Yeah, gargoyles. Fair enough. I can be rid of gargoyles without too much bother. Not the best turning circles on them. Especially this one, he seems to be struggling quite a bit to hit me at all. We're gonna, like, flawlessly take him out, like, no hits. Possibly. I mean, it would seem it. Oh, hooray! Get a gargoyle paw. Which is apparently important. Is that, like, placed into there? It is. What an odd way to lock a door.
Portals. This just keeps getting better.
The one the statue is facing comes out the opposite side of the room. Meaning, this one doesn't have an opposite. Is this the right one?
How to find the next portal. Damn it. Back where I started.
Okay, if we go after the ways it's facing. Presumably that one, then presumably the one furthest around. And get to.
Find the next portal.
What if it's trying to trick me? It wants me to go down.
Damn it.
Not back where I started. Okay, so go back down, then climb up. Is what I'm thinking.
Alright. How to find the next
So it wouldn't give me this without, like, a reasonable way to figure it out. It must be wanting me to go up here. Right?
Alright. How to find the next portal.
Now we've got another one. Looking in that direction only means one portal up the top can really meet the criteria. That would be this one up here, I believe. I hope.
Must be where Moreau had his lab.
Turn face for strange. Makes sense, that hint now, doesn't it? Megascope crystal. Assumedly meaning we need to find all of them, add into these.
Just need to pick an entry.
Okay. First entry. These are recordings of his journal, presumably. Okay.
The 18th of Yule, year 1102. Today I begin my great life's endeavor, one greater and more significant than any I have thus far undertaken, for it relates to me personally, to myself and my son. When 15 years passed, a beast of the forest assaulted me. A witcher came to my aid, saved my life. I could not know that for said salvation, I would in the end pay by relinquishing any say as to my own son's fate.
Ah, son was taken to be a witcher.
Had I turned back time, I would have done so, and perished rather than surrender to the witchers my only son. But as it was, on the day when Jerome was taken, I swore an oath on my honor that I would recover my son. Today, following years of research and preparation, I have at last devised a device that allows me to study mutations. If the gods in their goodness grant me but a bit of favor, I shall find a way to reverse said mutations and restore Jerome to a normal life.
Hey. So he's not fond of Witchers.
Professor wasn't out to enhance Witcher mutations. Wanted to reverse them. Wonder if he managed. And if there's anything in it for me.
So what happened with this research? Any success in the second entry?
Observation 22. Despite applying a surfeit of toxic substances, significantly more than usual, the subject displayed no symptoms of overdosing. I believe this to be an effect of the mutations. Thus, a minor success. This mutation should allow Jerome better to tolerate toxicity.
Better toxicity. Potentially. The load drainer. Hope you're enjoying your burger. So entry number 3, when we go look for a crystal, then we do 4 and 5.
Observation number 30. The mutations do not set in at once. Curiously, they do not develop over a span of time. Rather, for a mutation
So homemade burgers are great, aren't they?
Appropriate mutagen must
They always are good.
continuously. The subject does not bear this well, but I found a way to make the mutations less taxing, invasive. To the mutagen base, I add the albumin of a mutated giant centipede egg. Stored in a glass terrarium, the eggs do not develop, remain small. The eggs themselves are a sight to behold. Mutated, they are luminescent, emitting a wondrous glow. I can only hope my addition of the albumin will produce no significant side effects. Time will tell.
Okay. What have you got on your burger, by the way? Drainer. Sweet chili, whole wheat buns, cola. Yeah, that's something quite nice.
Crystal for this entry's missing.
Just let me get away. Now I can do 5th entry. Yeah, I haven't made burgers in ages. I'm gonna have to once I've got myself into a new flat. Chicken burgers, American style. This is not like a beef burger.
Years of experiments, research, sacrifice, all for naught. I have failed to achieve my defined objective. Each mutation I applied to my subjects proved ineffective when applied to Jerome. What I meant to cure him of his witcherism, that which I meant to restore to him a normal life, only deepened his mutations, further augmented his speed and strength, rendered him yet more inhuman. It seems my son must remain a witcher forever.
Yeah, chicken burgers are nice. But making beef burgers isn't very hard.
Return home to Lydia. She may yet deign to take me back. The contraption and mutagens I leave here. Let them wither and crumble. As did my dreams of regaining my son.
Poor guy. He only wanted his son back after the Witchers mutated him.
The mutation's effects. Ended up deepening them. Stroke of luck for me. Could profit from his failure.
Yeah, just slap your meat around a bit with some spices and you're all good.
So, Professor tried to neutralize the effects of Witcher mutations. Only managed to enhance them, though.
Now, I don't use MSG myself.
Centipede eggs as his mutagen base. Need to go on an egg hunt.
I mean, could be worth trying. Could be worth trying. We can probably not take the book about that. I'll take the green mutagen. Well, I mean, like, apparently, or a lesser mutagen transmuter. Sounds interesting. Is that the last crystal? It's the last crystal. What does number 4 say? Things with MSG works wonders, and I mean, I could definitely give it a go. I'm not against it.
Need to pick an entry.
4th, now that I've got crystal. do we find?
Observation 58. Sometimes failure is the catalyst for success. I've discovered a method by which one type of mutagen may be transmuted into another through the addition of certain ingredients. This is a great day for science. In addition, I observed that today's dose of mutagens brought the subject to the brink of death. He then suddenly awoke, revived, his strength renewed. Not wholly, of course, but he did in a sense come back from the edge of death. Whether this is attributable to his mutations or to pure coincidence cannot be ascertained.
MSG's good in small amounts. I can see why some people are against it. Personally, I'm fairly impartial. Not really for or against.
Seen enough.
Yeah, we need to get centipede pieces or whatever.
The library. Mostly tomes on mutations and genetics.
That maybe gets me something if I read it. Oh, we don't have to fight centipedes in a cave, do we? I don't like centipedes. I was saying it last time, I really don't. Oh, damn it. Okay, that's fine. I can fight it. There's only the one. It apparently glows or something, but I've drank my cat potions. I can see in the dark anyway. So you don't get to see the bioluminescence until he's dead. Back under the ground. When he's gonna pop up? Over there. Please think MSG. Didn't feel both out. MSG vote is usually. Fair enough. I mean, did it still give cancer though, or no? I mean, presumably not from what you're saying. Also, there's more than one of these. I thought it was just the one. That there's multiple. For the last one to come out. There we go. Whack him again a bit. It's taking a while. I still don't like centipedes. Thankfully, because it's got less like colour to it, I'm dealing better with this. I can't support NSG. Sorry, give me a second. I need to kill at least one of these guys before I read the chat. It's a bit much to take care of both of them and read chat. Then goes one. This can't support NSG's literally and stuff like onion and garlic. Zero studies have any kind of like. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Does that not take any damage from behind? Seemingly not. Oh, I get to see them kind of glowing now. Yeah, that's just pale stomach is all. Everything seems settling. Oh, fair enough. I mean, if I see it in the shop, I'll grab some and give it a go. That seems like it's worth trying out at least. I mean, even just for a slight chance of just being able to prove you wrong, getting cancer from it. And oh, I just got one tapped. Lovely. Lovely. I don't even know how I died there. I'm assuming Geralt just like tripped. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. What happened there? I mean, you don't get my PC. We all know the only person who gets my PC is me. And if I'm dead, I mean, I don't need it. It's gonna be buried with. Yeah, that's just what you do, you know? Also skip this. Oh.
Seen enough.
Alright, let's go fight the centipedes again and hope they don't one-shot me this time. Because that was a little bit rude. I hope they wouldn't do it again. Come on. Whack in a bump. What level are they anyway? Be able to one-shot. Level 35, they shouldn't be one-shotted. Especially not from going underground. Oh, that's fine. I can just slash at them. I know how to take them out, they're not particularly difficult. Just need to get away at the right moments and get in at the other right moments. Continue to whack. You're doing fine, we've gone underground one of them, so watch out. We're now both underground? No? No, one of them's come back up. Didn't get to him in time though. Just give him a bit of a whack. We're fine. Just keep an eye out for when they come out of the ground. So you can just flail at him. We're doing perfectly fixed. I don't like the fact they're centipedes, but it's all good. We're managing. At the very least, we have a weird, like, scuttling sound. Here's my browser history. Well, joke's on you, because, I mean, incognito mode doesn't get saved to your browser history, you know? Like that, it's just sensible. Also, can't hurt him from behind. I mean, no one gets to see the browser history anyway if I take my PC to the grave with. Like, that's not how it works. Maybe, like, use the PC like an engraved glass side for the case and just have that serve as a headstone.
Sorry, need your eggs.
Little centipedes. That wasn't an egg. That wasn't an egg. Damn, neither of them had eggs. Just have egg in the tombstone. Nah. No one needs to pay respects. I mean, it's me, Draenor. Can't drop a quick save. I'm still worried about being one-shot for some weird reason. Like that. I don't know what's one-shotting me there. I don't think they should be. It's just awfully mean of them. Like, I've got adrenaline, don't I? I should be coming back. God damn it. I probably need to fight the first two again now. Yeah, I didn't expect there to be another one in the back. God damn it. This is gonna take me forever now. Because they can one-shot me, it means I need to do it pretty much flawlessly using Quen. Okay, just continue to be a bit on the careful side. There's one coming out in front of me. Just focus on whoever's closest. That one's coming out and is trying to spit, didn't manage to get him in time. Okay, we can get rid of you. We can get a bit of damage in. There we go. At the very least, I'm getting quite good at fighting these guys. Like, having to fight them this much, it does definitely help. I don't even know what's killing me. I don't even know what's killing me. Presumably them, but why is it one-shotting me? They're literally just going into the ground as far as I can tell. Favourite soda. I think recently my favourite one is there's a Tango one. Which has like, I think it's peach and pomegranate and stuff like that. I can't quite remember the flavours. It's really quite nice. I couldn't tell you exactly what's in it, but I do quite like Tango. Probably my favourite brand of sodas. I don't think it is peach and pomegranate and stuff. I need to find it for you. But it really is quite nice. I really do enjoy it. Like, I've only ever seen it in the Tesco's. so I'll need to keep an eye out for it. I'll send you a picture sometime in Discord if I see it anywhere. Yeah, probably like Tango Apple would be my favourite. Like, they're just one-shotting me, god damn it. How is this fair? How is this fair? It's just giving me another reason to not like them. What is Tango? It's basically Pepsi's take on Fanta. It's normally orange, but you can get other flavours of it. And the flavours are better than the Fanta flavours, in my opinion anyway. Like the orange Fanta better than the orange Tango, yes, I will definitely say that's a thing. However, you also get loads of kinds of Tango, which are just nice. They're just nice. And you get a kind of dark berry flavoured one, which is, it's just good. It's just good, and you wouldn't see that from a regular Fanta in any way. The only fancy thing Fanta does, which I quite like, is... what's it called? It's just... it's not called lemonade, it's just Fanta lemon. It's kind of more bitter than it is sweet, kind of like the San Pellegrino, but cheaper. Yeah, I think Tango has a good variety of like flavours. I have to say that's probably my favourite out of all of them, brand-wise anyway. Yeah, be careful because he can one-shot me with anything other than the projectile. Where is he coming up? Over here. Okay, continue to whack him. Only got the one hit, that's fine. I don't know, is that like your original one? You sure it's not Pepsi? I swear it was. I swear it was. I could have been wrong though, I could be wrong. Still think Tango's really nice though. I do like Tango. Probably my favourite orange one though, not Fanta, not the... what should I call it? Tango. It'd be the... what's it called? Orangina, I think it is. Really nice Orangina. Love it. You don't get it in many places here in the UK. You get it in Tesco sometimes. You also get it in like some of the smaller shops. Orangina is really nice. I like Orangina. San Pellegrino as well, really nice.
Ugly bastard.
But I mean, San Pellegrino is just too expensive for me to say it's a favourite, really. If it was less expensive, I'd be happy to say it's my favourite. I mean, I do have to take price into consideration for it to be a favourite. Like, taste-wise, yeah, definitely the one I'd pick over the rest. But, yeah, like I say, a bit too pricey to be a go-to. This guy's really trying to just one-shot me. I need to keep my armour up if I don't want to just die. Careful of that AoE as well. I need to make sure I'm well and truly out of its range. Okay, yeah. San Pellegrino is really nice. I'd say probably not the lemon's my favourite. It would be the... it's pomegranate and something. I can't remember what the something is. I know there's pomegranate in it. It's a really nice one, that one. Really nice. I'm assuming you've seen that lunch I want, but I don't know if you'll immediately know which one off the top of your head, but it is a nice one. Shove that into there. Greater blue mutagens, yeah, that all matches up. Yeah, it's good to keep in mind, Rainer. Isn't it now? I'll need to be kind of at it ready for whenever I meet you. If I ever do. Okay, I've got my weird reagents. Stick that in. That's a corpse.
This man didn't come here willingly.
Cool.
No point going in wearing full gear. Gotta drop my armor, leave my weapons.
Ooh, we get to strip news. Oh, that's lovely. Get to keep glasses though, right? Right?
Professor's mutagens might work on me as they did on his son.
I'm sure you could put it in bottles yourself if you really wanted. This does not in any way seem like a bad idea. I've got a lot of toxicity in me. You can see the veins on my head, kind of, quite obviously. Is this a good idea? Unlock the mutation system. Allow me to gain new capabilities, increasing my advantage. It does seem good. And, oh, we now press C and we can. Ooh. Okay. Okay. So we need to spend ability points. This is now the new way to level up. I don't think it's the Han Solo thing. I know from like Lego Star Wars game what you're on about. Because Lego Star Wars is the only way I know anything about Star Wars. Was it Carbonite I want to say? You could get stuff like this. I'm injured, opponent receives damage dealt for every point of my toxicity. That's probably not any good. This one's probably nice. Counter-attack can trigger finishers. I like that. We're gonna save up for that after we get a bit into this. I mean, what would we drop for? Adrenaline points, probably. We don't need the adrenaline points. We'll keep the Undying. But we'll drop adrenaline points. Unless we want to drop one of these other ones. Melt armor I could say no to. I don't tend to use it Igni too much. Anyway, Nude Geralt, become less nude, please. And dies. Cool. I don't think I need an explanation of that. I know what a die is. What about new kitchen knives? You got like a whetstone or anything for them, Drainer? Because honestly, being able to sharpen your knives does make a difference. It's definitely worth trying if you haven't in the past. Maybe a sign will revive it. What power cell? That one? That's an Ard, isn't it? I mean, are they high quality kitchen knives or what exactly did you go for? Also, the camera was being odd there, that's fine. I can just give him to he sharpens him for you because he's a professional. I mean, I'm assuming, like, you pay him for it, right? You're not just gonna have him do it for free unless he's got like a proper, like, belt grinder, isn't it? In which case, I'd imagine you could do that in like a couple of minutes, couldn't you? I could see if he would. I could see him not charging you if that was the case. Ah, fair enough, fair enough. You get some different kind of payment. Fair enough. That's all I need to know. So now I know how to get my stuff sharpened as well if I ever want. Also, that's locked. Why is that locked? And why are there so many dies? A magic crossbow. Look, this last pile of money. We're up to the surface. Please don't drown, Geralt. Anything up here? No. There's a skeleton that I've missed. A few skeletons. Presumably one of them has the key. And he does have a ship. Presumably it's like... Is it a belt grinder or belt sander sort of thing? Would make sense in my mind if he's sharpening things. And I easily could be wrong in thinking that. But, I mean, for sharpening, I can't think of what else you'd really use. Unless it was just a whetstone. Which, I mean, I've got a whetstone of my own. Like, pretty much all it is like, 2 cylinders, spin around with a bit of, like, gritted paper, sanding whatever it is. That's what a belt sander is. Is that what he's got? It should be easy enough to notice. Like, it just turns on, moves the belt, spins around in a kind of cycle. I guess we could murder them. I guess we could. Go over to Gwen. Get my crossbow ready just in case. And try and get your sword out, Geralt. Don't punch the damn plant. Stupid Geralt. Doesn't know that you're supposed to hit a plant with your silver sword. It's fine. Get my shield up if possible. I've got it now, so now you just whack. Hope for the best. Hoping for the best, maybe not the best of. Maybe we just hit it. But there we go. Hit it and actually play the game right, rather than just wildly swimming. Which is asking a lot from me. It is asking a lot, even if I'm asking it of myself. Where's it reappeared? Over here. Just gonna take out the nest because I came across it. I'm not gonna do it otherwise. And I'm fairly certain we do have like rewards for clearing out things in the roads just like this. So I know I came across a man who mentioned something along those lines. And then beat him at Gwent.
Poison sprout again. Should destroy the area if I want to get rid of them for good.
Get away, Geralt. There we go. Loot what's left. And we get plenty. Any of those swords or anything I've lost actually good. This one apparently is better than wearing. How does it look for that? It doesn't look as nice. I'm gonna keep my nice coat. What about any of these swords? Any of these guys? No, not really. Now they're kind of underwhelming. Fair enough, underwhelming's fine. Well, maybe sell them off, dismantle them, something of that nature. Yeah, read the bestiary to learn about spotted whites. Spotted whites, white. It's probably not in there, is it? It's not the same as a wraith. It's not going to be a vampire, is it? No. Curse was mentioned. Cursed ones? No. How do we... I don't know why you're so disappointed about that. Were you really expecting one? Like, really? Where are the whites? Ah, there it is. Vulnerable against Yrden and Igni. Stay calm and leave them alone. So whites were subspecies of white which are drove to extinction. They were larger than their unspotted kin. Know their names to the numerous blotches and effusions. It often dwelled in derelict cemeteries and empty wilderness, yet at times took to living in abandoned human dociles. There they would indulge in their greatest passion, creating brews from their own emissions. Okay. But not disturbed, spotted whites would not act aggressively. Threatened, however, they became very dangerous indeed. Older monks, when faced with unreasonable chill, they would slip into a state of lethargy, making them easy targets. Even during their active periods, it is said the Witchers found a surefire way of besting them, based on careful casting of the Erdn sign, or at least so claims Witcher's lore. 1.6 for loose mod tools. I mean, it sounds like the game's really come on. Like, maybe it's a sign that I should give in and play it at some point. But maybe it's a sign that I should, because you're still going on about it. You clearly want me to.
The dressings, bandages.
What's that about?
What is this about? Oh.
The dressings, bandages. Where did I put them?
Forget it. Bandages won't do him any good.
What? Oh, but he breathed still a moment ago.
Mm-hmm. Breathed his last then. Bled to death. Legs broken. Femoral arteries ruptured. Wound like that, you're dead in minutes.
Gods.
What happened here exactly?
I was rolling through, fully loaded, when I heard screams. This one crawled towards the road, then drooped to the ground, lost consciousness. I jumped down to help him, dress his wounds.
Hey.
Then you appeared.
I mean, helping a stranger is pretty admirable. What did you jump down from?
Truthfully, when I saw him, I considered it might be an ambush. The thought entered my mind, I near decided to crack the whip. But to abandon a man in need? It's simply not the decent thing to do.
Decent enough in many other places, believe me.
Fair enough. This man's actually fine.
Before you go on, clean your hands thoroughly and burn your shirt. Might also want to rub some time on your body to be sure. The smell of blood might attract ghouls otherwise.
Who might you be, precisely?
A witcher.
Oh. Do you expect some beast might have killed him?
I mean, I'll figure it out. That's what my job here is, right?
Have here. Legs broken, but cause of death's the wound. Small but deep, edges unfrayed. Either a thrust weapon or a thick claw. Maybe a wyvern's. Tough to say, and... breastplate's unusual. Dented. It's got a patina.
An antiquity, I believe. I deal in these things, so... what's puzzling is, why did he don it?
Not likely to learn that from him. Now to figure out where he came from.
So man's dead in the road.
But need to investigate.
He's getting helped by a passing merchant.
Got some work to do. So long.
What exactly am I going to be dealing with?
Wait, I will come with you.
I mean, this seems sketchy, but sure.
So be it. But stay close, keep it down, and don't touch a thing.
I'm gonna stop him joining me. It's a bad idea, but it's his bad decision to make.
Trail leads to the house on the hill.
Which stands silent as a grave.
Like how it says follow the tracks using the Witcher senses. It's quite easy to follow without that.
Must have been here he broke his legs.
He fell off
while
the
climbing over the
roof?
Trying to leave the property probably, after he didn't manage to open the gate.
Nah, I wouldn't be killed by him. Definitely got blood trails leading from the house. It was a thrusting weapon, he's got a cudgel. That doesn't line up. Anyway, not that open. When it be ready.
Damn it.
More dead.
Servant. Stabbed to death. Over a dozen blows with a sharp object. Some post-mortem.
I cannot believe this is the work of a man. It was a monster, to be sure.
Get some
What the
apples.
hell's this?
Didn't mean to.
It seems so. What's your suspicion? Did none survive? Gods.
Locked door. The man climbed up this ladder and fell down? That seems weird. There's, I think, lack of blood this side of the wall. Possibly it was a wyvern, he was dropped onto the wall, then fell down and crawled to the road. There's a wyvern though, this man would have seen it. Yeah, just...
Silver tableware.
Yep.
Open engravings.
Steal what's left of their banquet.
Torso punctured with great force. Blow pierced hardened steel. Man on the high road. Breastplate was identical.
Identical breastplate,
Rogues
possibly
massacred.
set of
One
guards
mighty blow.
or mercenaries.
Shield along sides old and dented. Sword ceremonial. And Shay handiwork clearly. Ceremonial bowls. For little sacrifices?
Of what? Please, do not say
It
humans.
looks like wine and food.
Ceremonial bowls. For little sacrifices?
Of what? Please, do not say humans.
And I mean that's just a puzzle, but why?
Something catch
And there's burn marks, not a puzzle.
Strong
Okay.
stench.